Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to teamfortress.tv. I am FrickMyNick, joined by the BILLDOZER. We're going to be continuing our coverage of RGL Season 2 Invite. We have the Round 1 of playoffs. We have the first seed froyotech versus the fourth seed Ford Gaming tonight. How you doing tonight, Bill?
I'm doing pretty well, Nick. Thank you for asking. Looking forward to some great TF2 between a couple of great teams tonight.
Yeah, it is a little unfortunate with the times that we aren't seeing these teams play on land, but it's better safe than sorry in the state of pandemic that we are in. So we are going to see them play online and not on land. Land's going to be delayed till next season, hopefully, if everything clears up. But it'll still be a good match, I think. We have Ford Gaming versus Froyo. Froyo dominant as always. I don't think there's a ton to say there, but we actually have a fair amount to say about this Ford team coming into playoffs.
Yeah, we actually saw some pretty, in my opinion, pretty major roster changes happening at the end of the regular season going into the playoffs. And that is that Patty left Ford Gaming, then known as King's Crew. Unfortunately, King's Crew as an organization has disbanded. But Patty left Ford Gaming to join froyotech on the Pocket role. He has played Pocket for them before. He has played Pocket at LAN. I think that may have been, kind of the idea of him, having that experience with them. I personally was not expecting that to be a off-season change because, you're taking a player from a LAN team to another LAN team. However, in Patty's stead, we have Marmalou coming in. Originally, I think it was going to be Laz, but we do have Marmalou coming in on the roamer role for Ford Gaming. What do you think about that, Nick?
I'm pretty excited. I love watching Marmalou play. I know he's been kind of on and off. Like, I only really wants to play on land because of his ping and everything. But I think Marmalou, despite even not on land, is a treat to watch. I think he's probably one of the best soldiers in the game right now. And to see him paired up with Trip, I think that's just a very mechanically solid soldier duo.
Yeah, we were talking about that. We both seem to have different opinions on this. I think that for a lot of the regular season, it seemed like Trip was a little uncomfortable on roamer. He's played Pocket for most of his career. Not obviously, any soldier at this level is not going to play a bad version of the other role that they play. But I think that having Marmalou Roamer and Trip Pocket is a little bit of an upgrade over having Trip Roamer and Patty Pocket, just because of the differences in the roles that they typically play and what their strengths and weaknesses are specifically.
Yeah, and I think just having Marmalou having free reign on the flank, I think is just a little more towards his playstyle. Marmalou tends to play like a very mechanically heavy, very flashy roamer, and I think it gives you a little more room to work with things if you're playing on the flank. Versus Trip, I think Trip just is very solid all around. He's just really good mechanics and just a good understanding of the game in general. But I do agree with you. There was a couple points in this season where in some of the tougher matchups, he did seem a little more lost compared to the more experienced roamers.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, just shoot ground, do damage is really can be enough on roamer, but we're at the point where these players are going to be punishing you for your mistakes. And we do have one team going ready. We may have the other team going ready shortly. We do have 12 people in server, and we're looking to get started in this exciting playoff series.
Yeah, and it is a series. This is playoffs, so it's going to be a best of three. It's not going to be just a one-map affair like we saw most of the regular season. So the first map we are going to be seeing these teams on is Gully Wash. I believe Froyo was Team A, so I would assume this is their pick. This is historically a very, very strong Froyo map. It's rare to ever see them lose it in any iteration of Froyo, so this is no big surprise that Froyo wants to play Gully Wash. And I think we'll see a lot of dominance, having played against froyotech a couple times as medic. Like, these mids are just so dominated by Habib. It's like a 50-50 chance you're dead before you even walk up to your side without delaying. And then if you delay, you have all the issues of just oh, I can't heal my team on my side, and Froyo just runs over you. It's just not a fun mid to play against froyotech. They have it down to a T.
And I feel obligated to give a quick shout out to the RGL League, who's currently casting the other side of playoffs, which is going to be 100B versus Rat Jail. You can find them over at twitch.tv/RGLGG. Bit of a different match. If you're looking for something a little bit different, maybe looking for some different players, it is an important part of the playoffs, so I do want to point them out.
So yeah, if you get a second mono, throw it up on the second one. If not, you can catch the VOD. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of extra free time with the whole pandemic going on and everything. But yeah, our second map of the series is going to be Process and then Snakewater. So we have a pretty pug map centric affair. And do you think this helps, or do you think it hurts a team like Ford?
I think that a team like Ford is probably going to have a pretty good idea of what they want to do on any given on any given map. You know, especially Gully Wash and Process. Those are like, you know, you have your 4 major maps. I would want to say your 4 major maps, but like the maps that people play the most, that are the most common, you know, Snakewater, Gully Wash, Process, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I would expect any
maps
team
are the maps
to have,
that everybody wants to bug on.
Yeah, I would be surprised if, you know, for what it's worth, that means that froyotech is also going to have just as much time playing on it. However, I think that with the newfound soldier configuration of Ford, I think that Process should give them some very interesting options for how they want to play these points. As it looks like we are going to be going live here.
Yeah, we are going to be going live. We're going to see froyotech on blue and Ford in red. Who are the players to watch on these mids, real quick, Bill?
Well, you know, we've been talking about Marmalu and how he's going to be, you know, the new X Factor going into this game. We've been talking about Habib, so the two of them I think are kind of players to watch going into this very first mid. As we do have Cookie Jake taking some early damage, going around to half health in this elbow. We do see froyotech really getting corralled into this choke area. Cookie Jake going down immediately to a trip bomb, trip trading out with Yomps. And we do have the players of Ford looking like they're maybe coming out a little bit better on this, as players have backed out, but froyotech is going to walk forward with their superior positioning and push Ford out pretty much immediately.
Yeah. And Sai's on the floor, and Minnie's actually going to kill himself on Yomps. Yomps was just walking around on the floor and found Sai, who was just hiding around the corner. He's going to die to self-damage, but Bear did live the mid, so we are going to see a full Uber advantage here. We saw Ford do a really good job of trading up their soldiers for positive trades. They traded it for a demo and a medic, which is really good trades. So having Habib and Cookie Jake go down in favor of your soldiers is something you want to favor. Froyo is going to hold the mid for the time being, but Bear does have a full Uber head to try and leapfrog it here.
And it can be so difficult to try and get into Gully Wash middle, as F150 chooses not to go through the choke and instead go through Big Door, getting an early pick onto Banny, as we're going to see Sandblast go down in the choke for froyotech. Yomps going down, and that's going to be an easy mid capture for Ford. However, we're going to see Cookie Jake getting up his Uber in about 10 seconds or so, and froyotech are probably not going to wait too long before they want to try and retake this.
Yeah, they're already grouped up by the choke point here. Cookie Jake has his Uber. Looks like they are going to opt to go through the choke point here. Patty's going to go through drop down, trying to make some space for his team. Doesn't look like anybody spotted it. They are going to pop the Uber, and they are going to catch Marmalou trying to make it out through the big door, and they're going to catch Trip as well, so that's 2 soldier frag. And Bear is not close to getting this Uber, so this is push territory. They might leave 1 scout and try and push into 2 here, knowing they only have Sai to try and spam the choke point. And yeah, that's exactly what they're gonna do. They're gonna focus down Sandblast, who is a little too far forward for the rest of his team. Yoshi's gonna get in. He's gonna clean up Cookie Jake. Yosh with the huge kill. Bear's gonna make it out in the shutter. He's gonna try and meet up with the spawner Marmalou, but it's not good for Ford here, as they are gonna be relegated to their own last. But they will have an Uber advantage to try and push out with.
Yeah, we did have a pretty aggressive bomb coming in from Patty out of Big Door. Able to get off Sai pretty quickly, killing him. However, he was not able to clean up Bear, which, you know, going to give Bear about a 90% ad. Yeah, Cookie Jake just coming up now, and that's going to let Ford more likely than not push out of this last point and retake second, as we just have Habib setting up some traps on second. The rest of froyotech deciding to probably abandon this. Now they're retaking position, trying to get some spam onto Bear to force out this Uber, but I would be surprised if they're able to actually pull that off.
Yeah, they are going to get Patty here, and they're going to get really aggressive. Marmalou's in. He's going to find so much damage. Oh, everybody in the choke. That's a nuke. It's an absolute nuke from the double soldier bomb into the choke of the other team. Cookie Jake's the lone survivor. He's going to be bunny hopping, trying to meet up with the spawners on 2. But that was excellent play from Forward, baiting everybody on froyotech forward, knowing that they want to try and fight that choke point. And then as soon as everybody came forward, they just destroyed them with the double soldier bomb.
And, you know, that's what chokes are. You know, it's a choke point. It's a bottleneck. Everybody tries to stand in one spot, and everybody's going to be trying to get out through one relatively tight corridor. And when you have a rocket that covers about the entirety of that with its splash damage, you can put out a lot of fast damage really quick, because we do have Yomps going for some kind of extreme high bomb, but not able to find anything in choke. We are going to have Patty go down on the flank, I suppose, and that's going to be an important pick for Ford, trying to find their way into this second point.
Yeah, Trip's going to bomb through, trying to make space. Yomps is trying to hold the choke point. Cookie Jake does have his Uber, so it looks like a bit of a sack attempt. Patty did get the delayed forward, which is why he's behind Ford. Ford just kind of sniffed him out, but Patty was doing his just kind of delaying time behind, which is really good for Froyo because they were at that Uber distat. Yomps is going to try and get in from the drop down, trying to make a counter sack. I think he's going to drop Bear. What?
What the?
He just peak choked and 2-piped him.
It is nuts. What do you even? You can't do anything about that. You don't plan for that.
you just can't. That's the kind of Froyo plays that, like, you know, you can't account for that. We're gonna see the bombing from Trip, gonna find a nice direct on the Banny, and Marmo is actually gonna follow it up, finding some good damage into Habib as well, but Habib's gonna clean him up there. It is gonna be a 3v4 here. Patty's gonna be just getting up big door, ailing on HP. So is Eric. Eric's gonna get the back and choke though, meet up with Cookie Jake. Froyotech is gonna take this mid. They have not had to pop their Uber yet. Eric's trying to aggress side.
Sandblast is coming in through choke now. Coming in on,
they have no
on
idea.
Cookie
He's
Jake.
in on the Cookie Jake for good 2 shots. Gonna get him down to about 30 HP, gonna force the Uber out, and Sandblast is still completely unknown behind. He's in on Habib, gonna find some really good damage, but and Sandblast, he's gonna bash jump up out of the drop down and meet up with his team. Really good plays from Sandblast, gets a force and gets out.
Fantastic stuff now, and that's going to give Bear about a 30-40% ad, holding second with really not a huge amount. However, if they're a little bit aggressive with this, and they've been a little bit aggressive with this so far, they can possibly try and find a way into this midpoint and try and push Froyotech out, as Froyotech are holding a little bit passively, a little bit closer to their choke, because they know that Ford wants this and they want to go in with it, as they're going to be getting their Uber in just a few seconds now, and we're going to see what they want to do with it.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go through big door. They have both their soldiers in the choke point here, as they are going to bomb up their side. Sai and Sandblast going to be taking this one in, but it doesn't look like they're going to find anything this time. Maybe a little telegraph there. Froyo had a really good read on that, and Cookie Jake's going to have his Uber. They're going to be coming back in from the choke. They're going to bomb Habib through. Habib's going to get skybox, so he got hit with some other splash damage. He's going to be really high up in the air. They aren't going to find anything other than Marmalade, and Yosh is stuck in on the floor too, so this is actually 2 picks for Froyo. This is opportunity for them just to leave Eric on the point and for the rest of the team to try and push into 2.
Yeah, and this is Froyo doing what Ford seems to have struggled with. This is kind of the folly of Gollywash, is that all these points are so big. For what it's with, Froyo now pushing second, able to take that point without too much issue. Bear's going to have about a 30% ad to hold this last point with. I doubt that they're going to be able to find an opportunity to push out just yet. So as I was saying, on Gollywash, it's a very tightly packed map. However, the way that the midpoint is that it can be very difficult to cover the ground to get to the enemy team without them being able to get picks or without being able to get huge damage, because you have this disparity in height advantage here. It's very difficult to get your players in to pressure the other team out of midpoint without spending all the resources that you've accrued while holding these points, and that can make it very difficult for a team like Ford to try and cover this ground and get these kills, which is kind of what's been causing them to have trouble getting past, you know, second point beyond midpoint. And it's something that they're going to need to watch out for if they want to try and, you know, make these pushes going forward.
Yeah, Marmalucha and Trip are getting a really good job of just crossfading the people in the shutter area. It looks like Froyo, they had a soldier coming forward, but they should try and opt to try and spam the sentry gun or sack or something. They don't have any off classes right now. It wouldn't surprise me to see them like run a soldier in, scout on the point or something. Typical Froyo thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to see them try something, because this, you know, it's gonna be a little awkward. We do have Cookie Jake, look like he's going river, and we're gonna see these players possibly bombing in. We see Habib getting ready. I would not be surprised if this is Froyotech trying to organize their push right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and spam the sentry gun. They are going to get the sentry there with the combined spam of both soldiers and the demo. It looks like Yomps is going to find his way into water, but Patty's going to die to a sticky trap from Sai.
This is classic Froyo right here.
Oh, and Yomps is taking a 1v1 in water. Trip's actually going to win that one. Trip had a little bit more of a buff there. Yomps spending his time. So they have 2 soldier picks on the side of Ford. Looks like Sai is getting really aggressive. They are going to pick Marmaloo in the lobby area, and Sai is going to take down Eric. So another 1-for-1, but again, Froyo's getting the respawners. It's even Uber.
Sai is
so hard
in
to
such a weird spot. Sai was standing
so
like
forward.
on second. I don't think he realized that Froyo hadn't backed up.
What? Yeah,
and that's
like
gonna
Froyo
be
was in the
demo
upper
down
area.
on Gollywash last is kind of a death sentence. Froyo is
It opens
have
up a
Eric
ton of
up in a
opportunity to play
second
the
here.
point. Instantly, you see instantly
Yeah.
Patty's going to be going to the point here. So Patty's going to be trying to play the point as they try and draw. They brought 2 players down. They are going to clean him up. Yomps is going to be bombing and looking for anything. He's going to find a good amount of damage into Sandblast, but Sandblast playing his distancing well. They are going to pick both soldiers from Froyo once again.
Yeah, and that's, as you said, both soldiers done for Froyo. And if Ford can be kind of quick about this, they do have an opportunity to try and find a little space on this second point with it, but they're really taking their time. You're going to have Patty coming up now, and you're going to have Yomps coming up in about another 5 seconds, and it feels as though Ford may have lost their opportunity here, as we do have Trip going down to about 30 health and having a backup. So we're going to see this hold reset. Probably going to see someone on Ford go back to that NG class. Yeah, Yosh goes back, and we're going to see how this goes moving forward. So
yeah, this is opportunity for Froyo to sack, though. Now that they don't have this, they are going to take down the gun as it's building. Marmal's going to trade out for Patty, but Trip's actually going to kill Eric in the shutter area. So, but he's going to peek Habib. Habib is going to get a nice pipe into Trip, and it's going to end that. But he's going to get healed up here, as it looks like Ford wants to try and go off this. Band's going to be pushing Sai in the main area, going to take him down, and we are going to see the Uber come out of Froyo. They are going to take Trip down with that, but Bear has yet to pop. Bear's just sitting pretty on the left side spawn door. No pressure on it.
Yeah, as we're going to see Yomps trying to bomb this left spawn, and you're going to see this kind of thing from Froyo a lot, is they like to bomb people into the left spawn. More specifically, they like to bomb people through water onto point, as Froyo are going to be getting time on point immediately. Eric getting a little over half the point capped, as we do have Bandy and Cookie Jake backing out onto second point, possibly backing out all the way to choke, as Habib sets up some traps, and we're going to see an opportunity for Ford to try and retake this point.
Yeah, it looks like all of Ford's going to be getting out upper. Habib's going to get down so weak. He's going to get pistoled down by Yosh. Perhaps overstaying his welcome a little bit. Froyo overstayed their welcome a couple times on this second point here. They are going to have about a 30% advantage is Cookie Jake over Bear, but they are down a demo on the side of Froyo, so I don't know if they'll be able to go off it right away.
Yeah, I feel like Ford maybe had an opportunity there to try and do something with that, because having Habib down is such a boon for Ford. If they can keep him, you know, on the off foot, if they can keep him from being able to do what he wants, that's kind of going to be the key to beating Froyo moving forward.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like Froyo's going to opt to go with anything, but if Ford had gone for something, they basically need to make something happen instantly, which is so tough that the choke's a gully wash. It's so hard to like negotiate any fight in the choke point quickly, and if they don't, then Cookie Jake has an Uber advantage, and then you have a Habib with presumably just about everything loaded to come into the fight. So it would be really tough if Ford didn't make something happen instantly. And we're going to see Patty's just going to pogo in from the choke point, going to get behind the rock here, going to rebomb in. They're going to get a ton of damage into Marmaloo, as Marmaloo is barely going to survive with a nice arrow from Bear keeping him alive. That's a nice two-man from Froyo. Trips in from the drop-down area, going to be jumping in, finds a really good first rocket onto Cookie Jake, but Cookie Jake with the good movement. Oh, but he pops anyway! But they get 3 picks on the other side of things. Bear's going to get a better Uber, but it's going to be up to Yosh inside to try and make something happen, as it looks like Froyo's just going to get this point completely for free. Yosh inside don't favor their chances trying to get anything with that Uber.
Yeah, and Bear popped too. That's not good for Ford. I think, you know, you can't really necessarily... Sorry, I'm trying to think of the right way to word this. Most of the time, your roamer is not going to get the pop onto the medic. So what you want to do is try and create some extra spam for your roamer, knowing that he's going to be shooting at
This is really good for...
Actually, yeah, that is huge. That's an opportunity to push here for Ford. So Ford trying to get some extra spam onto Cookie Jake while Trip is doing his bomb. However, they got a little too aggressive in that choke point, and they were cleaned up relatively easy by Froyo. So even though they had engineered themselves a pretty huge advantage, they weren't really able to take advantage of it because they lost Marmaloo, Trip, and one other guy. I forget who it was.
Patty's going to die to a sticky trap here, but I don't know if you saw it in upper lobby, but Sai actually had Cookie Jake stickied off for a fair amount of time. So despite the fact that Froyo had about a 20% advantage, Bear's actually going to get his Uber first here.
Yeah, and that's a little surprising. Not a whole lot that could have been done with that. I think it was maybe a little bit of a, I don't call it a miscommunication, but under-communication on the part of Ford. There really was an opportunity for them to try and do something with Cookie Jake there, but we're going to see things kind of return to this status quo of froyotech trying to find their way to push in. We're going to see Yomps. Yomps looks like he's getting ready for a bomb. I would not be surprised to see him bomb onto the right spawn, onto the point, as we do
Patty's
have Patty
coming in from water too.
Right now.
Yeah, but Trip's in the power position. He's on the ring. Sits to the high ground. Nice 3 easy ground rockets. But Eric's in onto the point. I don't know if it was announced. He's going to get so much damage. Nobody gets on the point. Eric with the really good body block and the air suspend onto that scout. Froyo's just going to steal away that round. That's criminal right there.
It's not called Team Deathmatch, Nick. It's called Capture Point.
Yeah, we are playing 5 CP, and just like that, Froyo gets away with murder to take the first round of this series. 17 minutes left and a half. Plenty of time for Ford to come back into this. As we are going to see a really high bomb from Marmalade. Going to find a good first rocket on the players. And Patty's down so weak. The side of Froyo, they're ailing. Trip's actually going to go down on the other side of things. And they aren't able to focus on any frags on side of F-150. They are going to trade out 2 frags. They're going to trade out Eric, Trip. And they're actually going to be trading out 1 frag. It's really positive. Yeah, let's say a demo is so crucial here on Gully Washington. You see instantly. Sai's able to output more damage in a long fight. He doesn't have a ton loaded, but a demo's just able to output so much more spam than a soldier.
Yeah, we are going to see Cookie Jake escaping with Manny here. Ford's going to get an easy second off of this, I'd have to imagine. Spawns for the heavy classes on Froyo aren't coming up for another couple seconds now, and you're going to see them trying to take this space and maybe even locking out Froyo before they can really even do much about this. We do see them moving out through this river area, trying to take this balcony, flooding out onto second point, and we're going to see Trip going down very low. We're going to see Yosh going down very low on the flank. Both these players in Big Door getting absolutely swarmed. As Cookie Jake, did he pop? That's
Yeah,
actually
Cookie
great
Jake
for
pop-
Ford. Bear did not pop. Banny's
Yeah.
running forward.
They are able to kill Yosh, and the rest of the F-150 is able to kite it out. They are going to be trying to fight Eric on mid. Eric's actually going to bash her down Sandblast before going down to a nice arrow from Bear. But yeah, Furio's peeking this big door here, but they might overstay their welcome. Bear still does have this Uber, and yeah, Marmlo's going to bomb and find a fair amount of damage onto Banny. Habib's going to need a ton of damage from Sai as well.
I would push off that alone. That's huge.
Yeah. But it looks like they're giving Furio a ton of time to set up. Furio's not in upper. Ford needs to go right now. Although it looks like they're waiting.
Yeah,
they're opting to wait for Sandblast.
Cookie Jake is up to 60% now. As they are going to flood out into the second point now, trying to find their way in through choke. Bear's coming through choke now. The soldiers of froyotech, Patty, going down from Sai's stickies. As Sai bombing so aggressively into this upper point, forcing Froyo out through river. I love how aggressive Sai's playing. I love it.
Yeah, Sai's got the right level of aggression down. I think that just shows how much of a caller Sandblast is for this team and how much they value his like leadership. Because you saw when Sandblast was dead, there was like nothing that Ford was doing. They were just sitting on mid, even though like it's Gullywash. You don't necessarily need that second scout. You can have your roamer play a little more passively, and that gives Froyo a ton of time to build up this Uber, and it's going to even out here.
Yeah, which is a little unfortunate for Ford, but you know, it's hard to push second point and then take last with, you know, just a 40-30% advantage. But, you know, it's Ford's chance to try and push this last point. We're going to see if they maybe have something that they want to do a little differently. As we do have Yosh getting a little bit of time on point, nothing really to speak of. But, you know, if there's one thing that Yosh is great at, it's clicking heads. I believe out of the players on this team, Yosh led.
Oh, but that's a huge counter sack from Patty. Patty just hits a crazy speed shot into River, gets into Bear's face, hits a nice 80 damage rocket to start it off. Nothing Bear can do. If Patty gets that second rocket off, he's 100% dead. Really good play from Patty there.
I appreciate you calling that out, Nick. As I was saying,
Yosh is in. He's getting in from main. Oh, he's in on the Cookie Jake. Nice 2 shots. He's gonna get the 4. Oh, that's really good play.
Forces.
Yeah, both teams are just inting into each other and, you know, just flexing the DM muscles a little bit. And we are going to see Furio's in this upper area. They are going to get a pick off onto Patty, our forward, but they're going to be trading the frags out. But this looks like it's favoring froyotech here, as it's going to end up being a 4v3. Banny's behind in choke, and they are going to catch out Bear in the choke point. Marmlo's going to get crunched down by 2 scouts. That's unfortunate. But Yosh is going to last. Oh, he's not going to have time to cap it, though. There's no way.
It's unfortunate. Maybe he can find something somewhere. We have Yomps and both soldiers spawning on this right side. Yosh probably not going to be able to take on both of them at once. However, he might be able to find something as he's hiding out here.
I think they know he's behind, because like look at how much Furyo went back there.
Yeah, they really know about him. But we're going to see Furyo trying to get into this choke.
Banny's going to get in a 1v1 with him. Banny just destroyed him.
Cookie Jake has about an 80% ad going in here, 70%, and you know they're going to want to use it. But this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Pushing in on mid of Gullywash can be so awkward. Although the soldiers are holding very forward here, as Habib's just going to bomb forward and use that to push the likes of Ford out immediately through choke. And even finding both soldiers. God,
yeah,
Banny.
Really good chase from Froyotech, as they're actually going to end up behind them in the lobby area. They're going to be wrapping behind Bear. He had a really good surf out, but Banny's not even shooting at Bear. I don't think it was called out how much damage had been done to Bear. Bear's going to get the pack, as Banny was still shooting in a 260 health side. But
still, that wasn't a great position for Froyo once Patty went down, because they didn't have that high ground, and they were in a real position to just get dropped on from Ford. So that's why you saw them back out all the way to mid. And we're going to see Ford maybe being able to hold this second point a little more confidently with this 40% advantage that Bear has.
Yeah. It looks like they're going to try and go up it, though. They know it's still 30% ad, and Yomps is still down. Sandblast going to be leading this one in from choke point, not finding any sticky. Going to find some good damage on that soldier that's close. They're going to find the sticky trap here. It looks like they're able to get in really well. They're going to get some decent damage into Bandy, but Marmol is going to die on the flank as Cookie Jake's getting dangerous close to his Uber, as they do lose it, but they have the positioning on the side of forward. But Sai's going to go down. Bear's dropping players here as they all kind of got disconnected from the heals. Looks like Trip's trying to look for an exchange in the choke, but it looks like they're going to back up.
Yeah, as you're going to see Froyo coming out into the second point, they should be able to take it without too much fanfare from Ford. However, they're both going to have their Ubers going into this last point, and a little bit of a familiar sight, Nick.
Yeah, we were here several minutes the last time. This is not an unfamiliar situation to either of these teams. But I do like the cross spam that like Ford kind of has going in this lobby area, where they're having one soldier pretty consistently playing the shutter and the other one on the balcony. As Froyo looks like they're going for a nice 4-man here, yeah.
I don't think that's a strat on Gullywash, but
It's a
know
strat
what?
on any map, Bill. If you're froyotech and you have the DM potential of this,
Contested.
yeah, I was gonna say if you have that much DM potential on your team, a 4-man sack is a strat on any map.
You know, if Psy were alive, they would have mid right now.
That is true.
Is it wrong of me to say that?
No, but Yomps is gonna get a fat exchange in this choke point. Gonna get a bunch of flashes out of Bear. It's gonna be a decent exchange, but they are gonna pick Yosh on the flank as Patty and Eric are gonna find that one. Yomps is gonna be bombing in from the choke point. Looking, nicer shot from Yomps on the trip, takes him down. Like again, the DM potential on both of these teams is incredible, and Yomps is flexing, but Psy and Sandblast are crushing him in the choke point, flexing on the other side of things. Patty's gonna get in as well. Again, Psy and Sandblast showing him who's boss. You know, cutting him off in the choke point, just focusing down targets really well.
Yeah, and it is just going to be Habib and Cookie Jake standing this point. Yomp's coming down to try and support them, but they're not going to be able to really do much to stop this mid point from getting capped. Bear, you know, a little bit of an ad, nothing to really speak of. You know, we're going to see how Ford wants to try and push this second point.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to go off it. They have like just a little more than 20%. It's like 21% ad. They could go off it, but it'd be real dangerous. But it looks like they're gearing up to go from the big door area. Maybe they think their ad's bigger than it is, or maybe they're just trying to go for like a bait push into a sack. But Cookie Jake's at 100%. He's gonna have it. So.
Yeah.
Oh, but Habib down to just 15 HP, down so weak there.
That's pretty big. I'm trying to see what Ford is doing. Marmalou's getting really spammed out in this choke point, which could make it really difficult for Ford to try and manage this push, you know, as you have players coming in from the choke, but they are going to keep trying to hammer this big door as both teams just playing the spam game right now. A real strong game of footsies coming out of these two teams.
Yeah, I want to see somebody on Ford go just aggressive here. They know where Cookie Jake is. They can see where that beam is, and they're baiting the det out of Habib pretty consistently. I want to see... Oh, Yosh is behind, that's why. So yeah, they are going to be 1v2ing Yosh in the back lines as the flank from froyotech. So that's why they weren't making any sort of plays. Yosh is going to go down and going to get chipped down by Eric. He was actually able to find a ton of damage into both Patty and Eric.
Yeah, and we are going to have Trip going down as well. He kind of got abandoned by the rest of his team as he was standing in that wood area, the lower, as it looks like Froyo wants to try and push out now. Eric actually going to go drop down, trying to find this fight with Sandblast in the elbow. He's going to go down to Marmalou, who's probably going to back out big door here. Yomp's actually cleaning him up. Yomp's about to be cleaned up by Sandblast as well.
with a nice 2 pipes on the band. Yeah, that was real clean.
Yeah, and suddenly things are looking a little bit better for Ford. Neither of these teams has popped their Uber yet, which is a little surprising. You know, you'd expect that maybe something out of some of them, but, you know, it's the spam game. Both teams trying to throw players, see what sticks.
Yeah, we are going to see... Oh, but someone's in. They're in on the Cookie Jake. That's going to be Trip getting in. Really good plays from Trip. After about 2 minutes of holding his Uber, they are going to get it forced off. Yosh is actually going to find Habib as well, so this is actually just excellent. If you want anything to push for you, Habib pick and full Uber ad, yeah. This is great for F-150 here, as they are going to be trying to push in from the choke area. They're taking it real slow, but Furrio is just so passive in the upper area. They know they can't afford anybody else, but the flank's going to get really aggressive in big door. Patty and Eric are so weak. Patty's down so weak, down to about 50 HP. He's going to go really deep behind, but they're able to pick Eric. They're able to buy a little bit of time, but I think if they just go forward, they know that Patty has to collect packs. Like, there are only so many packs for him to collect.
They need to go, though.
Yeah, and they are going to be Ubering in from the shutter area. They are just going to have a level 1 being built on the left side, but they're going to pick Habib. No stickies on the point. They're going to force the air. People are going to have to come to point. Both soldiers on the rim for F-150. They're just slaughtering Furry as they come to point, and it's going to be a tie 1-1 here on Gully Wash.
So, key to beating Froyo, you got to keep Habib down.
Yeah, and they've done doing an excellent job of it on the side of Ford. And with just 7 minutes left in this first half of Gully Wash, it is a 1-1 game here. Both demos arriving to mid at about the same time, so a little bit faster here. Going to be opting to find some decent damage on the band, as it looks like Cookie Jake's actually stickied off, as they're actually able to clear it up. They are going to be getting across on the other side of things, but Sandblast is going to get melted by Habib, and Yomp's going to bomb forward and find Marmalade. What looked like a really good start of a mid for Psy ended up just being a really good mid for Froyo.
Yeah, you saw those aggressive bombs coming out from their soldiers in towards the Ford choke, and there wasn't really a whole lot that Ford could do about it there.
Yeah, and it looks like Froyo's going to do Froyo things. They do so well with momentum, as they are going to do what they do best, and they're going to take second here. Ubers are going to be even, but it looks like Sandblast is going for a spy play here. He's out of spawn. Yeah, he's out of spawn, so...
That
he opened the shutter, but nobody noticed because Banny had just gone through it.
We have multiple players down in water right now, and I have to imagine that it's not going to be long before they just, run onto point and start getting time stacked up. Patty seems to be moving forward now, as we have Trip back in this alpha soldier spot, waiting to get these easy 70 damage ground shots.
Yeah, this is honestly the power position on Gully Wash. Like, just sitting on the rim, you can contest the point without having to commit your body to it, and you're able to watch other things as well. But Sandblast is committed out of spawn on Spy. I don't think they have any idea yet. He's so far behind now. He was really close to Cookie Jake in like the optimal position to go for it, but it looks like he's opted to just go way back to mid.
Taking the scenic route as he goes up to balcony right now. Although Froyo's not really in balcony right now. He's got a real opportunity to try and find a stab here.
Cookie Jake
doesn't see him.
Oh Eric's my god, gun down side of point again!
And it doesn't
Froyo
matter.
has cheesed a second round. That's criminal.
But you know what? Sandblast stats are going to look pretty good.
I mean, he didn't die, but he's not doing damage. So again, Froyo just
the drop. But we are going to go into our fourth mid fight here. I'd like to see what Habib does in this, because if there's one thing he's good at, it's playing Demo Man.
Yeah, and he's going to find a ton of damage into Bear. Bear down to just 17 HP. And he's going to try and make it up onto his side. They're waiting for all the rollers and everything to go away. Trip trying to make some counter aggression, trying to make some space for his team. They're going to trade it out for Patty here, 1-for-1. Marm's going to be bombing in real deep, but Eric's there to catch him, going to take him down as well. So what started off as an okay mid for them is going to end up being a really good mid for Froyo once again. As Sai and Bear are going to be trying to make it. Bane's going to be pressuring Sai as Bear gets stickied off by B. Oh, that's so unfortunate. As it's just going to be the Sai, the lone survivor from the midpoint, making it back to last for his team.
Yeah, and spawns are just going to come up now for Ford. Bear's not going to be up for another 5 seconds, and Froyo is going to have about 100% ad. It's not a big deal. It's whatever, So they're going to try and push into Gully Wash last pretty quick. Before Yosh can even get this sentry going, I would not be surprised to see them walk River within the next 10 seconds. They're going to
pop in through the main area here, as they're going to be just running into the point. They're going to be trying to take down the sentry gun. Habib's not shooting the sentry gun. As Main's going to kill Trip with this Uber. They are going to get the sentry, as we're going to see the double soldier bomb in on the left spawn. Classic Froyo play here, but they're actually going to trade out for a bunch of frags. They're getting a ton of damage into F-150. Soldiers are going to get it onto the point. It's just going to be Sai battling a 1v5 here. He's going to type down Habib, but that's going to be 3-1-1/2 for froyotech.
Seemed like after that second round, Froyo said, alright, so let's stop being...
let's
the
just
team
push.
That's dropping rounds and start being froyotech.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that, but the first 2 rounds that Froyo got were really big cheese plays. It's just like, I mean, Sandblast was able to get Cookie Jake, sure, and he was going for a spy play, but like, the first one was just complete cheese. Like I said, like, both times it's just lucky. They're taking 1v1s or like 1v2s on the point, and the Froyo players are... they're just finding success where they honestly shouldn't, and they're getting away with just absolute murder.
I told you, Nick, it's called capture point. You can't win the round if you don't stop the other team from capping. And
that is true. That is true. We do play 5 CP. We aren't playing team deathmatch.
This isn't some secret. They're glitching their way through the point to skip the cutscene and get a gold split. This is stand on point, win game, and Ford's not really punishing it.
That is true. It's hard to say really what Ford could be doing better, because outside of those like couple rounds, I mean, they got mid to lasted for that 3rd round that Froyo got. They've looked really, really good for the most part. Ford's done an excellent job in about 95% of these scenarios. It's just those 5% that have really cost them.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It's been a little bit closer than it looks, and it's been a little bit closer than the score line would say. And if Ford can kind of make these mids a little more comfortable, if they can make them happen on their own terms, then I could see things going a little bit cleaner.
Yeah,
for them
and even
in
the first couple
half.
mids, they looked really good. The last couple mids, Froyo kind of adapted their play and been doing a lot better. But even the first couple mids, like Ford was kind of making it scrappy, and they were doing pretty good in the DM fight.
Yeah, the DM has looked fine. It's just the Froyo loves taking these disadvantaged or these advantaged fights for them, which is what you're supposed to do. But think it would be that easy.
But yeah, so 3-1-1/2. Again, I really don't know what Ford could be doing differently, because like I said, outside of just a couple like little scenarios, they've looked so good. I mean, maybe they need to clean up their bids a little bit, but other than like a couple scenarios where Froyo's done a really good job of forcing forward to overextend and then focus firing players, forcing Bear to drop people when they're not in range. And then just not being able to watch the last point. Like, Froyo's doing such an excellent job of just contesting them from water and just playing the chip game and pressuring so Bear can't heal the players on the point and then just committing and winning the DM fight.
Yeah, so, you know, hopefully the second... Sorry, did I just crap out of my microphone?
Just punch your microphone, it's fine.
Yeah, it's whatever, man. This is good casting. So if Ford can... You know, it's easy to say. It's easy to say, oh, if they can make things go their way, then yeah, obviously they're going to win. But if they can try and minimize their losses in these fights going forwards, you know, maybe don't drop down as much, maybe pick their fights carefully, then I would not be surprised to see things go a little better for them in this second half. But, you know, how many times have we said this and then froyotech gets 2 rounds in 4 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, that's very true. Froyo's halftime talks are very legendary. I mean, having a player as experienced...
in on them sometime.
Yeah, I would say having a player like Manny to give you a halftime pep talk and tell you exactly what's going wrong is incredibly valuable. And
I just remember that Manny's streaming, so I could actually go see what he's saying to his team. But we are going to be going live here. Who do you want to watch on this first midpoint of the second half, Nicholas?
I want to be watching Marmalou. He had a first couple mids were really good from him, but he's been a little quiet on the last couple.
All right, I think that's a good thing to think about Marmalou being the X factor once again going into this playoff game.
Marmalou's going to be really fast and onto Habib. Nice 2 clean rockets. Takes him down early. Knows who the carry on froyotech is. Takes him down nice and early. Trip's going to bomb in and find Eric as well. Really good value out of that soldier bomb. Sandblast is going to face check Patty. Take him down with a couple scattergun shots. Yomps is going to trade it out, but Sai is going to trade out Yomps. They're really good mid from Ford.
Yeah, that was great. That was aggressive. They got up quickly onto the froyotech choke point, and they were able to put out some damage in this really tight area that's a little difficult to dodge damage in.
Yep, and we are going to see Ford taking a ton of positioning onto it. Looks like Froyo is trying to rotate up top. Trip's a little far forward, trying to contest, but it doesn't look like Froyo is going to fancy their options of trying to fight 2 here. And the Irish can be back on their last, so this is a really good scenario for Ford. I want to see him slow down the game. They do have an excellent sniper in Yosh, so I would like to see maybe some off-classing shenanigans.
Yeah, Eric, it looks currently, like... I think Eric's checking for off-classes right now, not really finding anything. But, you know, there wasn't really any reason that they would have off-classes after that first mid-fight. I would not be surprised if we saw a sack come in out of one of these soldiers. Marmalou may be looking for an opportunity to get in from River.
Yeah,
and then we'll
Sandblast isn't too shabby an off-classer himself, too. And he did die on the mid.
Sandblast is very accomplished just as much. But,
so, I think they were maybe
Yoshi
just
is
like...
the best sniper in this server.
Yeah, I would say it's hard to contest that, but like I said, Sandblast did die in the mid. I think they were just checking for some shenanigans there. And Sai is just jumping around on 2 with his bottle out, getting ammo, I think, as the rest of his team's trying to pressure him to last. Yeah, Sai is just chilling on 2. Like,
he's just vibing, man.
Yeah, he's got stickies on the shutter door. See, I think that's really where like the difference between these 2 playstyles and the team is like Habib is so aggressive and the team really plays around him being aggressive, and Sai is kind of sat back playing a little more passively, kind of waiting for things to come to him.
Well, you know, I think it really comes down to how you want your soldiers to play. You know, are you gonna give them the support? Because if you saw, I saw this at the halftime. Sai had, I want to say 20% heals, and Trip had 28 or 29%. So it really comes down to a different, you know, school of thought.
Yomps pushing Sai.
Sai going down, Patty going down. We actually get a huge force out of Cookie Jake.
Yeah, Yosh with the incredible play there. It's really good. They do lose Sai for it in the meantime, which is really good play from Yom. So it does have a really good opportunity for Froyo to try and make something happen, knowing that there's no sticky traps, no just random chains for somebody to just die to, you know, force stickies somewhere. But looks like they're getting aggressive in this upper area before. It's doing a really good job of just staying healthy, keeping the super ad, and they are going to have an opportunity to push last year with the full ad.
Yeah, no sentry coming up right now for Froyo. They do have Eric on the heavy, but... Oh, sentry coming up now on this far left side for Benny. That could be a little awkward for Ford if they don't get that down early.
Yeah, as it looks like they're going to do Riverside here. It's going to be Sandblast and Sai. They're going to get juggled a little bit by the Pirate here. They are going to take down Eric, and they are going to deal with the sentry gun, but Yomps is going to clean up Yoshi in the meantime as Habib's just running at the river, doing a ton of damage into the team as they try and get in behind him. Trip's going to trade it out for it, and Sai's going to clean up Cookie Jake here. And so the side of Froyo, they're ailing. It's Yomps and Patty are so weak, but they are going to clean up the frag on Ford, and it's just going to be Sai and Bear trying to make it out.
Get out like this.
No,
There,
but
just juked like half of froyotech.
Oh, but
through
Banyan
water.
side trade out, side with post-mortem pipe that actually makes it so Bear can live. That's actually a really big play from side.
Yeah, I'm shocked that Bear got out there. That's fantastic. It's gonna give, you know, froyotech, or rather Forge's not gonna have any sort of appreciable ad here, but the important thing is that they're not gonna have a dis ad. If Bear died, that would have put froyotech at like a 50% ad. You would have seen him take this second point without too much of an issue, but instead
they probably would have gotten second and mid.
Yeah, we have Ford looking to find an opportunity to push back in here.
Yeah, so we are going to be 5 minutes in the second half of map 1. It's currently 3-1 for froyotech. Ford is looking for opportunities to push into last here.
Yeah, we have to kind of peek in this river area. Bear is with him, which, you know, it's just the two of them. I'm not sure what they're going to find.
Yeah, and it looks like they are going to sack Marmalou in, and Yoshi's going to get with him. So a classic two-man here. As it looks like, oh, it's a really good play from Yomps. Once again, just pogoing up the stairs. I think that's just Sai's like out. Like Sai is out on 2, like staking the shutter doors, and the rest of his team is still aggressive in river. And so they're not able to watch that. But Trip's gonna take down both the Froyo scouts. Absolute Chad play from Trip. You know, you're giving him 28% heals, but that's what you can expect. Yoshi's gonna int into the lower door here into Habib. Gonna eat 128 damage there from those stickies. He's just 7 HP after the little bit of buff that he had. He's gonna make it out though.
Yeah, and that's still going to be a 50% ad for Froyo, but they didn't really have the numbers until just now to try and do anything with it. You're going to see them pushing out of this river area, trying to do some bombs on this balcony to find Bear. As he's building, he's up to 80%. I'm not really sure that this is going to be as
like Froyo's
good
just
of a position as we thought it would be.
Yeah, Bear's at 95%. It's so hard to push out a Gully Wash last, and I think Froyo's kind of got the mindset right now that they're up, right? They do have a 2-round advantage. It is on Ford to try and make something to happen. And so, technically, by the time taking down, it does favor Froyo here.
Yeah, and it's especially hard to push out a Gully Wash last if you just have your soldiers up. And, you know, that's such a huge point, and it's so easy to dodge your rockets that are coming at you. So we have Ford trying to push into this river area, looking for an opportunity to get Marmalou in, I would assume. We do have Eric on the heavy. We have Benny building this sentry in the same spot that it was the last time that Ford tried to push in. We do have Marmalou going under, maybe trying to get a little countdown on point, and more importantly, draw players out, as Marmalou actually shows himself to be the alpha, knocking Patty off of this upper area.
Yeah, he's showing those sick direct skills. He's going to get pushed by Yomps. Yomps actually going to wrap around, but it's going to end up being... Oh, but Yomps trades with Yosh, too! That's a 2-for-1. Excellent DM play coming out of Yomps, able to find a nice rocket to take down Yosh. Froyo's going to get a little aggressive here.
All the way out on second.
I mean, that's happened a couple times now where... Oh, but once again, Patty just pogos in from the... It doesn't matter how far back Bear is. They just aren't able to keep him protected. And once again, Patty finds another force. Patty coming up huge for Froyo.
Yeah, and that's going to be a pretty quick push out for Froyo. Patty's not even going to be up for another 5 seconds. With Froyo already looking to take this balcony area. However, we've seen it can be very difficult to push this balcony area. You've, already damage coming out on these combo players. Trip is going down. Yomps goes down as well. We do have Yosh sniping into this balcony area. Great view sightlines for him to try and find a pick here.
Oh, Cookie Jake peeked him for just a second there. I think as soon as Cookie Jake saw Yosh, he just popped. Does not want to risk that one. As Froyo's going to get into 2, but they are going to have to pop through Uber. Bear's at about 75%. So unless Froyo's able to get in pretty quickly here, it's going to be a good opportunity for F-150 to leapfrog.
Yeah, and I think maybe they want to try and find a way to get Yosh in big door. Oh, he swapped back off to Scout. Excuse me, must have held the door open.
Yeah, I would say the late spawn from Marmalou. Marmalou got the double forward spawns and was able to just run in there. So they're not even stuck with a sniper for this push either. Eric's hiding behind the rock on the side of things for froyotech, as all eyes are faced towards this upper area. They are going to trade out Yomps here for Trip, and Patty's going to go down as well. Eric's still behind the rock area, but getting cleaned up by Sandblast. Sandblast finding 2 frags here. Really good play from him.
This is big.
As they're going to clean up
Habib goes down. This could be another round.
Yeah, it's only 65% for Cookie Jake. They should just leave 1 player to cap, and they should be getting into last year. Sai is walking in shutter. Cookie Jake and Banny are trying to go to 2 to stop point. Yosh is able to take the 1v1.
Oh, they got it.
Oh, Banny and Cookie Jake are able to stop it. That's massive. Cookie Jake's down to just 30 HP, though. He's at 95%. They're wrapping into mid. Cookie Jake's going to die, though. So, even though they had a 4-player ad, they're down a medic and a scout here to try and hold last. Looks like Yomps is trying to find a play into mid, maybe? Yeah, he's going to go for the lower shutter.
Because Sai's so hurt.
Yeah, Yomps is actually going to clean him up. that's actually going to be really, really good. Because they're able to buy a ton of time for froyotech to not only set up on last, but Cookie Jake to build some of this crucial Uber.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty massive brain play out of Banny and Cookie Jake. You know, I don't really know what to say. They went and stopped point with, you know, not half a second to spare, while Ford was already pushing into last. It was great. It was well played. And
yeah, and you have a couple of people looking behind for Yomps as he's on the other teams too here. But looks like froyotech's going to be fully set up on this last. They are still at about a 45% Uber to set. Again, it's going to be the Psy and Sandblast Uber through the Riverside, as Eric's doing an excellent job of just stuffing this one, as Yosh and Trip are going to go down before they can even get in. Marmalou's going to find the sentry gun behind the point, but he's going to be so weak, and Patty's going to clean him up. Yomps is going to clean up Bear. It's just going to be Psy and Sandblast here trying to make something happen, but it looks like they're just going to make it out through the big door.
yeah, it was a little bit of an awkward push for them. I think maybe they didn't know that there was a pyro, or they weren't able to connect their shots. I think that possibly a push through shutter would have maybe serviced them a little better into this last point. But, you know, I'm not in invite playoffs, so what do I know?
What do you know, Bill? But we're going to see Yosh here on the sniper. Cookie Jake's going to pop around the corner of the choke point. They're going to find a ton of damage in both of the F-150 soldiers. They are going to clean up Marmalou, but it looks like Trip's going to make his way out. Going to get healed up by Bear. Yosh is still on the sniper, so this is an opportunity for Froyo to try and abuse the flank here, as it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to be running in from the big door area. A scout and a soldier are trying to chase down Yosh. Eric's going to clean that one up. As a Habib speaking, going to eat a ton of damage, but he's going to get healed up by Cookie Jake here. They do have a pick and roughly even Ubers, and Froyo's going to lose a soldier in River here. And Trip, once again, Trip coming up absolutely massive, going to claim the 1v2 against the Froyo flank.
I don't know if I want to say that it's Ford's fault for not supporting Yosh better, or if Yosh should have been standing in a better place, but I think that they really should not have given Froyo that free pick there. Yosh is a good player. He should have been able to put out some great damage, but it just really he was standing in shutter by himself. I think they could have at least, you know, said, hey, stand by this guy so you can get your ground shots in, but
yeah, you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and Yosh is a really good sniper. You can maybe try and bank on him, maybe getting a pick on his own. Ubers are going to even out here, but F-150 is going to find their way back into mid off of the back of the two picks from Trip. Trip's going to come up off his respawner along with the spawner from froyotech, so it's going to be even Ubers. Once again, this does favor Froyo, though. The time is just taking down more and more.
Yeah, you know, we have 18 minutes. It's more than enough time, but you need to start getting rounds before you can really think about that. So we're going to see what Ford wants to do to try and get into the second point. As we do have Marmalou going in, not really finding anything, but that's okay. Just scouting, not a big deal. I'm going to see if they want to change anything up, do anything different.
But Yosh just checks Yosh in the big door. Going to claim that frag. So there's an opportunity for Froyo here to try and work off that pick. Patty's going to go through the drop down, but they backed up so much. Patty's going to bomb in, but it looks like they're trying to pinch the players in the choke, as they're going to find a ton of damage into Trip, but they aren't able to clean him up.
Yeah, which is just, you know, going to be a counter sack for Froyo. Whatever. Not a big deal. We're going to see if anything different happens. Yosh doesn't come up on sniper, so it looks like Ford actually wants to push big door here, which could be advantageous for them. Habib's being a little slow to get there. Habib taking huge damage. He's going to go down, which is going to put Ford in a big position going forward, but they are going to elect to back up through big door, losing both Yosh and Trip, and they're going to retake this midpoint.
Yeah, and it looks like Patty once again is through the drop down area. Sandblast is going to stare him down. Patty's just spamming rockets at him, as Marmalou's going to take down Eric in the choke point, but he's so alone. He's not able to get any supports, as Yomps actually gets in from the choke point, but runs out of rockets. He just ran in with the escape plan. I'm pretty sure he was out of rockets there. That's so unfortunate if you are Yomps. Cow Mingler is not available with the current whitelist, so this is opportunity for F-150 to try and push here. They're gonna just melt Trip as he tries to get in from the choke, and that's gonna be a canceled push there.
Yeah, and you know, Ford did have a numbers advantage there, but again, this choke on Gullywash can be so difficult to push through, and they didn't really have the time to push big door. I can respect what they did, sending Trip in to try and find what he can, but you know, more often than not, you're not going to find anything.
Yeah, Patty once again on the counter sack. This is an opportunity maybe for F-150 to try and make something happen, as Trip is already up by the time the Patty dies. So it looks like they're maybe trying to take their heels big door. Yeah, that's what they're going to do. Take their heels big door. They're going to try and put the pressure on Habib here.
Yeah. I like that they're trying to put pressure on Habib. And I like that. I think the big door is a little easier to push into. Is Sai is actually the one taking all the damage here.
Oh, but
as
Sai,
he gets Eric, which opens up a lot for Ford. We're just trying to find
they
something
do lose
here.
Sandblast on the other side of things, and I think with how much Sandblast calls for this team and how much they value his leadership. Oh, and Patty with the stray rocket to take down Trip. Trip double backed for that ammo, and Patty's able to take him down with that clutch rocket. As Froyo is already in from this big door area, they're trying to find damage. Is Sai flaming in the pipes and everything. Sai's actually going to find a miracle pipe onto Cookie Jake. They're finding so much damage because Cookie Jake's so passive here. The soldiers from Froyo are ailing, but they're able to regroup on the point, keep everybody alive.
Feels like it's been forever since we saw an Uber get popped.
Yeah, I'm curious with the STV stats of how long it's
Yeah, as we do see Froyo kind of moving fast into this big door, looking to take the fight to them. As we have Ford trying to take this upper area, maybe put themselves in a little bit of high ground position.
been. We actually see the flank. Ford's actually just wrapping them on mid. Ford's just in from the choke. They're able to take down Yomps. Yoshi's going to trade out on the other side of things, but it looks like Ford's just going to back up here, not opting to take any risks. As Marmo is actually in the upper area, going to be 1v1ing Eric, but it looks like he might get intervened with here by
Trips
another
looking
player.
for some space here in choke, not able to find anything. But we're going to see things continue in the way that they are. We're down to about 15 minutes left in the half. You know, not really crunch time for Ford just yet. However, they probably want to make things happen sooner rather than later. We just see Patty going up top, probably going to go down pretty quickly to some Marmaloo rockets in this balcony area, which is, you know, going to come as sort of a countersack to Yosh going down from forward.
Yeah, and Eric's so weak on the F-150 last year. He's trying to 1v1 Marmaloo, but Marmaloo's got some really good splash rockets to keep him at bay.
Yeah, and this is actually not great for Froyo. They don't want Eric to be behind. He's very good, but Yosh is going to come up. They're both searching. Yosh and Marmaloo are searching for Eric right now, and they are able to find him. It's going to put froyotech on the back foot on this midpoint. Ford is going to try and find a way in. I can't help but imagine. Eric's a very good player. It looks like Trip wanted to... Did he just... Yeah, traded with Patty in this choke
Yeah,
point.
he went in from the drop down. He landed on Patty's head. This is... I mean, they are up 2 players. It looks like Marmaloo's just going to get
Habib's on the ground.
Oh, Marvel's going to trade with Habib, so these are positive trades, and they're actually going to get a pop out of froyotech here. Ford's going to be
5
committed,
minutes
but
of holding. 5 minutes of
5 minutes
milking.
of holding. As F-150 is going to get a better Uber here. They are going to take down Yomps. It's only 1 splash class to try and hold this choke. Banny Yomps are going to die. Patty's going to die as well. It's just going to be Eric and Cookie Jake making out from the big door area as F-150 finally breaks the stalemate. They are going to take mid back. And if they stack it, they could actually push 2 here before Froyo gets their spawns. They have 3 players down, no soldiers and no Banny. So this is a huge push territory.
Second off of this.
Yeah,
you know,
if
it's
they're
not
able to
like
control
there's any Uber advantage to speak of, but you know, it's still a great position for Ford to be in. They need to maybe force the issue a little bit going into this last point, though.
Yeah, we got Banny Sniper. Banny's going to hit the body shot onto Trip here, and he's actually going to hit a headshot onto Yoke. Everybody on the side of F-150 is ailing so weak. He's going to get the body shot onto Sandblast. Sandblast dies. Oh, but Sai's actually in the water area. Oh, but Eric with the nice clean 2 shots going to take down both the players that were trying to go to last on the side.
And he's peeking mid.
Oh, and he gets the full charge body shot on the Bear. Bear at like 98%. Wasn't able to save himself. I don't think he realized Banny was there anyways, but Banny coming up big on the sniper is... It looks like Yosh. Yeah, Yosh is going to come up on the counter sniper. He's sitting in the forward spawn here.
Yeah, we do have Sandblast. I assume he's just checking classes as spy, or is he out and about? Where is he?
No, he's committed. So it looks like F-150 picking up their favorite I-55 Nerd Raid shoes here, going for the double off class to start. They're going for the sniper and the spy here at the same time.
Am I insane? Where is Sandblast right now?
He's by Rock. He's in second. It looks like he maybe could try and stop 2 here.
He was underneath my camera.
He backstabbed
my
it. He
god.
stopped 2. So Furyu actually can't push last now that effectively. And Trip's actually going to get behind as well. Trip's behind. And they're just getting mulched on last. The players at F-150 are able to just cycle through the spawn. That's so unfortunate. Sandblast coming up big on the spy here. As it looks like Bandy's going to spawn on Sniper once again. So
I mean, I get it. Considering everybody's down on Froyo and he's got the forward, he has an opportunity to try and get a quick pick off on the Bear. They're not exactly going to hold this mid, so it's not a bad plan.
No, I don't mind it, but, you know, Bandy's taking some bot drops, not going to find anything. Bear's going to have a full Uber ad here, as Eric's sitting in the forward. Looks like he's going to hold it for Bandy. No, Banny's going to sit in the forest. He's going to go back in. Okay. So, you know, passive play on the sniper here from Banny. It looks like the rest of Froyo is really set up for this.
Yeah, we're going to see how Ford wants to attack this. We have the soldiers holding high ground. And they're trying to clear out this choke point so the rest of the players can get in. We have Patty going down early. Cookie Jake's holding up top and balcony. He's not really healing anybody, which is making things a little awkward for him. You have Yomps going down. Side's going to trade out. Pretty big. However, if they're still fast with this, they can like maybe force the issue. They do still have a 30% ad.
And Sandblast is actually going to die in the water area here. So
Cookie Jake wasn't healing for a while.
Yeah. Let's say Furry's doing a really good job of buying time, but Bear still has this UBR despite the fact they bought a ton of time. Furry's going to be trying to commit in this upper area. They're at 90%. They're going to find a ton of damage into Patty. F-150 is going to be trying to focus him down. It looks like Patty's going to make it out. And Cookie Jake's going to get his Uber. So once again, we're in the 2 to mid, or the 2 to last stalemate on Gullywash.
You know, I think that Ford have been looking a little more confident here. So we do have froyotech running forward through this river area, trying to take the path of most resistance as they're going to meet Ford. We're going to see Patty and Yosh trade out. Patty
but Yomps dies as well. They're 3 down on the side of Froyo.
That's a lot of splash damage unavailable for froyotech. This could be real opportunity for them to try and take their second round. Trip dies with Sticky Trap,
though. Oh, please don't tell me they're going to cancel this push. That's so unfortunate. That was the best opportunity.
Oh my gosh, Marmaloo getting the...
Oh, Marmaloo and Sandblast are going to make it a 2-man. I think they were too busy looking at Sandblast there. As it looks like Froyo is going to be trying to find anything with the dregs of this Uber. They aren't going to find much. They are going to find a ton of space into 2, but it looks like as soon as F-150 gets their spawn, they should be right back into this.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. We're suddenly in this situation where Ford needs to try and push through into second again, which, you know, you hate to have to do that. You would have liked them to just keep holding Psy going down to about 10 health, Bear going down to around 50. We do see Yomps getting cleaned up, which opens up a real opportunity for froyotech, as Patty's going to be in choke, going down to about 20 health, trying to get out. We're going to see
he's going to flank Trip in area, though.
Yeah, Trip is going to go down. We're going to see froyotech trying to defend this point.
But Sandblast is on the flank. Oh, that was so unfortunate that Froyo went forward at that moment. But Marble's going to trade it out for Habib, so that's a fine trade there. Bear does still have an Uber ad, but they are down 2 players. But there's no demo on the other side of things. It looks like Yoshi can be trying to peek it in from the main area. This is so unfortunate
Eric up on the Pyro, which, you know, Ford had a lot of trouble breaking the last time that he was up on Pyro.
Yeah, I think it's just really unfortunate that Sandblast was the scout that died there because, like I said, I think they don't want to push without him because he's the one who does most of the calling for the team, to my understanding. So it's just really unfortunate. As Ubers are going to even out, they're going to trade a 1-for-1 on soldiers. We are going to be back into the stalemate once again.
And we are down to 8 minutes, so while I got to commend Ford for how well they've been playing in this map, they need to start, you know, pushing a little bit more aggressively if they want to try and make this happen because they need 3 rounds.
I mean, in my books right now, so far they've only lost really 1 real round. The other 2 were pretty...
the score, though.
Yeah, it does not change the score. That is true. But yeah, I don't know if they haven't opted to try and run Yoshan Sniper outside of the forward spawns in a couple scenarios, but they're really running out of time to make things happen. They're really just kind of giving Marmaloo 300 and throwing him in. Yoshi's gonna die. They're gonna trade it out for Yomps. This is the kind of scenario where I think they should be continuing to try and aggressively trade bodies. Marmaloo's gonna jump in. He's gonna go into the water area as you know, we're gonna see the Bandy engineer. He's trying to build up a gun, and Eric's on heavy, just constantly applying pressure.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, Marmaloo getting 300 and going in has been working pretty well for him, but...
I feel like they could be giving him more to work with, though, because like what you see Furyo does is they buff everybody up, and then they have everybody peek doorways, and they'll basically keep peeking until, you know,
they get their chip damage, and then they just chip them down. We do have Yosh peeking this last point right now.
He's finally on the sniper. That's what I wanted to see thus far. He's going to miss his first shot here, but Yosh Sniper, it's very, very lethal. So I think it's a good option for them. I mean, they don't have a ton of time left. They are going to take an exchange in the river area here. Yoshi's actually going to end up in the water. He should go down here shortly. Yeah, he's going to die. So, but that's really all they're going to find on the side of Froyo, is it's just going to be a reset here.
But that's not really bad for Froyo, because as it stands, you don't see Ford wanting to push in with the 1 player down that they are, and it's going to take them another minute and a half before they're really comfortable.
Trip and Sandblast both were trying to go into that water area, so this is big push territory. knowing that they just had a player spawn. Yoshi's going to be pushing this lower main area, going to find himself in a 1v1 with Eric. Eric's going to lose that one, but Yomps is in secret on last. I don't think Yosh knows. Oh, Yomps going to find a really good rocket onto Yosh to take him down, but Marmalade takes down Cookie Jake.
That's going to give Bear about a 50% advantage, but they're still in a bit of an awkward footing here as Bear unable to hit his arrows onto Side to keep him alive. Not really any fault on his part. Side's going down way in the back point. And you're going to see if they want to try and do something to try and get into second point. We're down to 6 minutes to get at least 2 rounds. Things are starting to get a little bit tight for Ford. You could say the window's starting to close, and they're going to need to use this sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Ford's doing a really good job of not losing, but they aren't doing the part where they win, which is really what you need to be doing at the end of the day. Again, Furry is so set up here on the 2. Marmalo's down so weak, but they're able to trade out a frag onto Eric. Yomps are going to bomb in, trying to follow up on some of that damage. They're keeping the players weak on the side of F-150, but eventually Bear's going to find the heals, going to get the arrows out. They are going to pop in. Sandblast is going to die, but Habib's going to be trying to go behind. He should get caught in this choke point area. He's going to go down to Sai and trip in the choke. So they do have a demo pick, but Cookie Jake's at 80% on his Uber.
Yeah, you're going to see Cookie Jake pushing in pretty soon. Habib's up in 5 seconds. You kind of want to plan ahead for that because we have Trip kind of pushing aggressively into River. I doubt he's going to find anything. I'm not sure what Ford should want to do. Okay, maybe he wants to get a back cap of some
Froyo has an advantage to push out off of, and nobody's noticed Sandblast. Sandblast is scot-free on the last. I think he's going to wait a little bit longer to make sure nobody's in a position to go back to last, but
yeah, it looks
yeah,
like they don't know.
This should be kosher for Sandblast. And there it is.
Okay.
They're going to kind of come into contest. They're going to delay the cap. And Sandblast gives Froyo a taste of their own medicine. A little of the EU gimmicks here. So it's going to be a 3-2 game with Froyo still in the lead.
I can't fault it for it, This is playoffs. You do what you can to get the points. And
yeah,
suddenly we have 4 minutes, and Ford Gaming is, at least they have plenty of time to force a golden cap, but they need to do it as we have aggressive bombs coming out of froyotech.
Marvel with a nice direct on the band.
Oh my god, Yonf with an insane direct on the Sandblast.
Yeah, Sandblast hits him with a nice shot in chat. Trip's going to trade out Yomps there. Banny down weak once again. But,
Cookie Jake goes down.
Yeah, Cookie Jake dies, so it's going to be all on F-150 here to try and play their heals. Furryo's going to try and coordinate some aggression to come forward here. Pad's going to be jumping in. Sai's going to beef a couple pipes on him. Sai's going to miss everything as everybody comes forward, as Habib and Pad are going to get the damage done. They are going to clean up Ford. That looks so good for Ford to start, but Furyo once again flexing those DM muscles.
There's no reason that Ford should have lost that mid. I don't want to speak objectively, but that was their mid to win.
Yes, it was. And what looked like 4 minutes to win a round is still on the table, but 3.5 minutes left here as everybody inside of F-150 is ailing. We have about a 25% advantage for Cookie Jake here. It doesn't look like any crit shenanigans are going to come out from either team. But yeah, they do have about a 25% advantage on the side of Furyo. I don't know if they're going to try and push because there is just 3 minutes left. Marmo's going to jump in from the big door. Looks like Ford's going for a try push here, knowing how much the time is against them. Marmo is going to go down. Sai's going to find some decent damage on the side of Furyo. Eric and Yomps are going to get really weak. They're going to trade out 1-for-1 here, but Bane's going to find a ton of damage into Trip, and they're going to lose 3 players here.
Yeah, it really is an uphill battle on Gullywash mid. Literally uphill battle because everybody's standing up on this midpoint and you don't really have a strong option to try and push in without some sort of advantage to your name. So you're going to see Froyo pushing into last. Whether they want to push or not, it's up to them. They certainly have the...
I think Froyo will go for it.
Yeah.
It's going to even out, though, I think
they'll have Yomp stand on point, and then we'll see what Ford does. Although we do have Ford wants to push into this now before Froyo can really get into last point.
Yeah, Habib's going to claim 2. This is a car crash of a push to start from Ford. I mean, Ford has to make something happen. Oh, but Yosh is making his way to last. And he's going to be making it back to last. Furryo's going to be Ubering in here. They are going to flame Marmalade instantly. Patty with a nice couple directs onto Bear. Sandblast is going to go down. Sai's in the lower shutter area is going to go down to Eric. As doesn't even look like the Yomps Heavy is going to be a factor. It's going to be a 4-2 game. There is 2 minutes left with a little bit of change. It is doable for F-150 theoretically, but it's going to be really, really tough.
Do points matter in playoffs?
They do not.
Can you, win one of 3 maps and then still get in over another team?
You cannot. It is,
right,
you have to win 2 maps in a series. Looks like F-150 is going to be rushing to the side once again. Habib.
Wow.
Habib just absolutely decimated.
Cookie Jake goes down to Trip, though. And it's just Bear up. All right, well, Bear's pretty good at medic, but
that's a tough ask. And yeah, the GGs are coming out in chat. I think it's getting to the point where it's mathematically impossible for Ford to come back. So we are going to see at least a 4-2 scoreline here, potentially a 5-2 or 4-3, depending on exactly how the last minute and a half here goes. But the first map is going to be secured for froyotech.
Yep. But it's been a very promising first map. I think that Ford's really got the stuff right now to try and take this to a 3-map series. At minimum, I'd love to see them examine what did not go well and what could be changed going into the second map, and see what kind of changes they can make.
Yeah.
Which, second map's going to be process? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, second map is going to be process, but again, historically a very strong map for Furyo, but Ford's also been really strong on it this season. But I think what bodes well for Ford is if you discount like back caps, I mean, it really was a 2-1 game. So despite the fact that it was a, maybe a 4-2 scoreline overall, if you consider it that way, if it's only a 2-1, then process is looking really good for them if they just clean up the very little things.
Yeah, and process being a soldier playground, I will say, with these, out of these couple teams, it feels like the soldiers from Ford have looked a little more dominant than Yomps and Patty have. It feels like Yomps and Patty are usually the ones getting caught out in these fights.
I would tend to agree with that, but I think Yomps is like, when it comes down to like a clear DM fight and Yomps knows that he should be fighting something, Yomps has just been absolutely pounding. Like, we've seen him just win so many 1v2s. Same with, Trip on the other side of things though as well. So
Trip's
a big
been
play.
Chatting it up this whole map. I will say that.
That is true. So
he's been doing the big boy damage.
But yeah, we are going to see the map 1 of Gullywash here, and in this series, it's going to be a 4-2 game for froyotech. We are going to be going to Process, which is map 2. What do you think went wrong overall for Ford on this map?
Well, between the two halves, roughly an hour of gameplay, and I would say that probably 20 minutes of that was spent with Ford trying to figure out how to crack open froyotech's last hold. And there was a lot of fights where they had an advantage, be it numbers or Uber, and they just decided to wait until they could be safe about it. And in playoffs, you don't really get to be safe. And this goes for any sport, really, not just TF2. If you have the big strats that you want to pull out, or the aggressive push, or you want to try something different because you know that it'll catch the other team on the back foot, playoffs is when you get to do that stuff, because it's when everybody's kind of giving it their best and when everybody's, trying to win. There is no, oh, well, as long as we get 3 rounds, we still make playoffs. There's no, it's okay, we weren't going to beat that team anyway. It's playoffs. You have to do what you have. You have to use everything available to you to try and make the win happen.
Yeah, that is true. And I think...
Sorry, was that a little bit too much?
No, I think it was... it's an adequate assessment. Like I said, I think teams really got to put it all on the line because, it's a double elimination bracket. These teams are still both in the upper bracket in theory, but I think... I don't know. It's hard because I think Furyo really doesn't have anything to lose. I think Ford wants to really just put their best foot forward, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's definitely Ford.
I don't mean to say like, sack Marmaloo and have him spawn on Buff Banner and then send Yoshin on Spy. It's like, if you know that you have an advantage and you're the caller if you're the caller for Ford, who, like you said, I assume it's Sandblast, and you have 2 players up on Froyo and an Uber ad, there's no reason that you wouldn't push that, regardless of how good Habib is at shutting down chokes, or regardless of how you know that Yomps is going to be bombing you in River, or that Eric's going to be on Pyro. You do know these things, and you can account for them. And obviously froyotech has their opportunity to execute as well, but you got to play what you got. You gotta play with the cards that you're dealt. And I feel like in a lot of cases, it seemed like Ford decided to fold.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe Ford's trying to play for the lower bracket. They are the underdogs. I think realistically you would expect them to lose this series, but they were so close on Furyo's map pick. Like I said, if you really look at it, ignoring the cheese plays, it was a 2-1 game. So coming into process, which is
of the bracket, real quick, I want to go over, did we just finish the 100B versus RGL game? Is that really how the first map went? 100B won 2-1 over RGL.
I mean, it is playoffs. Teams
well,
typically play slower.
Was that the first half? I can't tell, but there's definitely a point awarded to 100B. So I think that it was a 2-1. That's something.
Check the old logs.tf real quick.
I just want to keep things up to date for the players that are, or the viewers that are here to see this and can't necessarily keep up with the other match. It's still playoffs. You want to see what's going on.
I don't see a second log for the first half.
Here's my thinking. On the stream, it looks like they have the little circles for like here's how many maps they've won, and they gave 100B a point.
Oh, no, wait.
Maybe it was a different map.
I think it was process, because I see 2 logs for process. So, I think process was 5. Oh, who are playing in these? Yeah, so the first map was process, and 100B won at 5-0. So now the second half the second map is Gully Wash, and the first half is over, and it's currently 2-1 for 100B.
And it looks like RGL still has Zayler playing, who I'm pretty sure Zayler was Campy, right?
Yeah, that's Campy.
All right, I don't know why. Campy was a perfectly serviceable alias. But he seems to be doing well. He dropped a fat 350 DPM.
He's very good at the video game. But yeah, we are going to be coming into so we actually have the reverse here, where it was process first for them and then Gully Wash. We actually have the opposite here. So we're going to be going into our second map, which is going to be process. This is Ford's pick. What do you think Ford needs to really change to coming forward? What kind of things do they need to step up, like particularly? I think give me a player or two.
Well, first of all, I want to say that last point on process is about 11 billion times the size of Gully Wash. Last point. And that means that there's more things you can try, there's more stuff there you can do, there's more ways you can push. And if Ford continues to perform the way they have on the rest of the map, then trying to find a way into last point should at least, be a little easier for them. They don't just get to shoot at doorways until one player walks forward too far. So I think that, the geographical differences in maps could afford them an advantage, but that's assuming that they're able to match froyotech on the rest of the map as well as they have in Gully Wash. If I had to pick a certain player, I think that everybody on Ford has been doing pretty well, but I guess, we mentioned that Sai is, I don't want to call him a passive demo man specifically. However, I will say that Ford does not dedicate the same amount of resources to him that froyotech does. So he's willing to take an extra 5 or 6% of heals and run forward with it and do some real damage. Then, you could see his team playing off of that a little bit more aggressively. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple scenarios too where I feel like Sai cost his team potential watching doorways when he was just a little too passive. He really wasn't on the same page as his team, I felt like, just with how they wanted to hold certain things, where he would be out watching the shutters and the rest of his team would be in lobby on Gully Wash. And I think for process, I think it might benefit them a little bit more for that play style, just because process is a map where you don't really have as much separation in the areas as you do.
However,
if that makes sense.
Process, again, much bigger, much more for your soldiers to do. So if you're Sai, you're not costing your team as much if you just stand back and shoot at the doorway that the enemy is trying to escape through, when your soldiers are the ones that can do these massive, super high-speed jumps and, get on the enemy team faster than you could ever hope to in the first place.
Yeah, there are tons of ramps on this map, tons of fun little ramp slides and things you can do. So this is a bit of a soldier playground, but it's also very scout dominant at the end of the day. There's a lot of fun jumps you can do, but it is 2020 to the scout dominated.
Load up
I couldn't
CP
imagine.
Process, hurt
I'm playing
me negative 99999 and just go crazy. Just have a good time jumping around the map.
Yeah, we do have 12 in the server. We are just waiting for them to ready up. I think F-150 has a really good chance to take it to a third map. I think they just need to have a fresh mindset, knowing that the first map was really close and that this is their choice of map to really step it up on. Another point, too, is I feel like right up until the end, they didn't try Yosh on Sniper, and this is a map that's very, very sniper-friendly.
Yes, this map has some huge sightlines. You can stand on crate and mid, and you can see all the way to where the medic would be holding on second point. You can process last has the 5 doors, and all of them provide great views for a sniper. So there's real opportunities here too.
Yeah, we are going to be going live with our second map. Who do you think the players to watch are on these mids?
Soldiers. Any soldiers. If I had to guess, probably I want to keep watching Marmalou because he's been doing well, and
Paddy and Marmalou are both going to be going fast here. Marmalou's going to commit to the other team's pack, but he's actually not going to be able to get it. Habib had it sticky off, so he's going to have to do some fancy footwork to make his way out of there. Both teams going to be getting real healed now. Yomp's going to be jumping his way up top, but it doesn't look like they realize that Marmalou's in. Marmalou's going to find a really good first rocket onto Habib. He's going to clean up Banny as well. Marmalou's going to take down Habib's huge mid. As we're
going to Cookie Jake going down very low as well, trying to get the pack in the sewer and keep himself healthy. However, we have Trip getting a huge sink, taking down Cookie Jake. Yomps is going to go down as well, and that's going to be a first midpoint, assuming that they can clean up Eric here. That's going to be a first midpoint for Ford. And they're going to have full ad going forward. They should be able to get second off of this, and then I would not be surprised to see them pushing last in short order.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see if you want to see F-150 win this series. They're coming out really strong on the mid. We had excellent soldier bombs. Paddy and Yomps weren't able to find the same value that Marmalou tripped it, and Banny's going to die and roll out. Marmalou's going to fast roll out, take him down. So not only
these soldier bombs we were talking about, man.
Yeah, and so not only there's no off-class on the side of Froyo. Eric is just now starting to build up a gun, but it looks like Ford's just going to be getting in from this one area. They're going to get in completely uncontested. Trip's going to find a really good first rocket into Paddy. They're going to clear the point. Nobody comes in to contest. That's going to be a quick 1-0 for Ford Gaming here.
Fantastic. Soldier play in particular. Is it just me? Marmalou was on original last map, right?
I don't know.
I think both of them swapped from original to stock for process, which Trip's on original, but I swear Marmalou was on it too.
Oh, Marmalou's in fast on the Habib, but Habib absolutely collapsed him. A couple clean stickies to take him down. Marmalou not going to be able to find the same value. As it looks like F-150s are going to try and make their way out. Sandblast didn't get the memo quick enough. He's going to go down in the choke point. They might be able to hold 2 here. They are only down a couple players. It looks like they're going to be bombing Yompson really high. Yomp's going to be finding a decent amount of damage onto Bear, but Paddy and Yomps are both going to die. Sai and Yosh are going to clean up 1 each. This is potential repush territory for Ford. Yosh is really far forward, as though they're going to get onto Cookie Jake. Cookie Jake down to just 70 HP in the choke point. They are going to clean up Marmalou, who's trying to clean it up, and Yosh is going to die, so it looked like a really good scenario at first for Ford's actually going to turn back in favor of Froyo.
Yeah, we are going to see Banny going down. It's a little awkward for Froyo because they are getting their spawns up. Their soldiers are going to be coming through choke in roughly a second. The Uber does come out from Froyo, and that's going to eventually force the same Uber out for Ford. Yeah, this is so much better. However, the players of Froyo are dispersing so quickly.
Trip is out of rockets. He can't actually contribute to this fight. That's as good as him being down until he's able to get some ammo and get back in. This is push territory for Froyo. They're going to get a ton of space onto the point. That's so unfortunate. Once again,
just kind of lucky on Froyo's point.
I mean, Ford got it on the last map where Yomps pushed in from the choke point, shot a couple rockets, and then he did like a quick 180 and pulled out his escape plan. Just looked really lost for a couple seconds, so it happens.
Yeah. Ammo management is important. We've all made the same mistake. It happens, but we're going to see Froyo trying to push in here. Although Ubers are even, Froyo's just trying to engineer a advantage organically, as it's not going to work out too well. Banny's actually going to go down near this 5 door, and you're going to see the likes of Froyo backing up pretty far out, possibly ready to back up through choke or IT.
Yeah, I don't know if Ford's going to push just because Ubers weren't quite in the equation. They're going to find a fair amount of spam on the Cookie Jake, but looks like he's just going to get regened back up. Yomps is going to die once again, trying to push Sai in this lobby area. But we're going to see things slow down. Do we have any off classes? Marmalou's going to be checking off classes in spawn, but it doesn't look like anything.
No, I think Marmalou might be legit. No. Sorry, I saw both Yosh and Marmalou go spy, so maybe one of them was just checking classes and the other was... Because we do have Eric coming up on sniper for realsies this time.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that play though, with him delaying in the forward spawn, because they spy checked him, so they aren't going to be thinking there's an off class. So Bear's actually going to be pretty exposed for this first shot here.
These player IQs are getting pretty crazy.
Yeah, let's say we see these mind games happen from time to time, and You just got to advance the meta just that much more. And Sai peeked the one door, so literally all of froyotech was there and just noped out. I don't blame him. He saw 4 people staring him down and the sniper scope. I don't know if they know if he's on sniper. Eric's watching the left spawn. He's not hiding his
There's
dot.
no way they don't know by now.
Yeah, and they are going to sack both soldiers in. So this is actually decent push territory for F-150, but there are very friendly sniper sightlines for Eric to be trying to take here. We see the bomb in from Trip. Trip's going to get a really good first rocket, but Cookie Jake's down to just 9 HP. He's going to go down. Yoshi's going to die to a sticky trap here. So not all is lost, but they are going to be down players to try and get the supercharge out of Bear. Oh, no, Habib's just going to get 2 pipe.
Yomps is kind of low in rollout. This is a real opportunity for Ford to try and, especially both their spawns coming up right now, they have a real opportunity to try and, make this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Looster, they got revenge crits. That's the meta now. No, on Engineer. Okay, well, Eric picks up Trip, and suddenly things do not look as promising for Ford. They're still going to have, a good 10 seconds to try and make a push happen, but they need to make it happen. Because we do have Froyo pushing in instead without Uber. I don't know if they're just trying to force out there
Froyo is so
what,
aggressive, but they don't have Uber. Oh, but
this is
F-150
weird.
is just getting all the frags. Sandblast is going to claim 2, going to find some decent damage into
Yomps is going to go down 2. What?
It's just going to be Bear and Habib and Choke, and Trip's going to be doing the fast rollout into Choke, going to find a first good rocket, and Habib find another one, but the heals are just a little too much. Cookie Jake doing a good job
for Froyo now, too. So we are going to see Ford retaking second point. A little bit of a weird... I get that they were kind of like doing their 4-man sack or whatever, but that doesn't change the fact that it was a little clunky, a little awkward. And we are going to see Ford trying to find an opportunity to push in here. Marmalou going down pretty quickly. Trip looking for some damage, not able to clean up Habib. And suddenly they're down both of their soldiers, which is not what you want to see on process. And you're going to see Ford backing out through this one door, trying to go back to holding last.
That's so unfortunate if you're Ford. They spent like a whole minute of Uberad trying to push out of last. As soon as they get on the 2, they have 2 people that die, and Froyo snowballs it into another one.
I don't even want to call it unfortunate, really, because both of them bombed in pretty deliberately. Both their soldiers seem to make the decision.
We're going to be trading frags here. We're going to see 3 go down on the side of Ford. They're going to get a way better pop here, as it looks like Cookie Jake's not even going to have to get popped. He's going to get popped. Really good jump from Trip, able to catch him in the doorway.
Sponsor up for
has
5
so much
seconds.
better of an Uber. Side actually on heavy. He's decided that it's not his job to play Demo Man anymore.
Sai.
He's on the off classes. He's actually going to find a ton of damage. And Bear's actually going to take down Patty, but he's going to get forced off the point here. It's going to be a 1-1 game.
Sai did so much more with that heavy swap than I was really expecting him to. I gotta give him credit for it. But
it's not often you see the Demo Man off class, but when you do,
it was a good
Sai
move.
guy. And we're going to be going into our next mid.
Sorry, we kind of synced up there for a second, Nick.
We're on the same wavelength here. We're going to see the fast soldier bombs from Patty and Marmalou. They're going to land on each other. They're going to trade out damage. Yomps going to bomb in, find a ton of damage into Marmalou once again. They're having to dedicate so many resources to try and keeping him alive. Bandy's going to trade out for Sai here, so a good advantage for Ford, but we're going to see a really high bomb from Marmalou going to land in, going to trade a ton of damage onto Yomps. They're going to trade out there. This is going to be a 3v4 here, but Bear's going to get left out alone. It's just going to be Sandblast trying to go for a hero play. He's going to be playing around the rock, trying to find some meat shots into Eric, but it doesn't look like he's going to find anything.
I mean, Sai going down pretty quick. Not a lot that you can do once that happens. Your demo is pretty huge on mid-fight. I will say, credit to Ford for making it as close as they did, but you got to be sure that you don't let your demo go down that early.
Yeah, we are going to see everybody regrouping here on Froyo. They're going to get all their spawns. They do have a full Uber Ed here to try and push into 2. Ford's going to be trying to make this messy, buy as much time as possible here.
Yeah, but we are going to see Ford now immediately.
Yomps with a huge rocket onto Marmalou. Marmalou got absolutely destroyed by Yomps.
froyotech skipped right over the second point, and they're already pushing into last. They do get a bunch of kills. We do have Sandblast coming up on heavy. Maybe he can prevent this push from happening, but at the end of the day, you need to stand on point to stop it from getting capped, and that's what froyotech is going to do. We're going to see them take their second round in this map.
2 quick rounds coming over to Froyo. It looked like Ford was pretty in control for the first part of this game, but Froyo's showing him how it's done on the last couple mids, and we're able to steamroll a couple advantages here.
I don't really know what to say about Ford going forward. They need to give Sai some heals, let him click on gamers. Look at how far forward he is. That's he's gonna get bombed in about 2 seconds here and then rushed by a scout.
Yeah, he ate a ton of spam early. He has not been healthy this entire mid, and Yosh doesn't get healed up top either. He's tried to push
Cookie
across
Jake's
up
very
top.
low, but there's just nobody over there to try and capitalize on it.
Trip's gonna clean up banning. That is one silver lining in this mid, but nobody on the side of forward's really healthy. This is a really unfortunate scenario. Both the soldiers from Froyo are trying to chase him out here. It looks like Patty's gonna try and chase into this lobby area. Sandblast is gonna clean him up, but he's gonna go down to air. It's going to be just Bear. Bear's at 90%. He could get this Uber Saw and trying to make it out, but Eric's not going to beef this one. He's going to take him down. He might get Marmalou as well. Marmalou's down so weak. But Marmalou... Yeah, nobody on
capped mid yet. Cookie Jake's down to 40 health. Not that anybody in Ford can really capitalize on that, but... You know, now you're going to see froyotech slow it down a little bit, cap their midpoint, and then worry about pushing into last from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ford looks so good to start this match off with like the first round and a half, but as soon as Froyo got some momentum, they are just absolutely working him here. Eric has 4 doms. It's only been 10 minutes on the second map.
Oh my gosh, you're right. What the? Yeah, Eric is pounding right now. We might want to change this stream to some other website because I'm worried it might be not safe for work.
I don't know. We're allowed to stream this on Twitch. I'm not sure this is quite legal. Sai's gonna peek it in the 5 door here. He's gonna see all of froyotech there. Gonna get spammed out as they are gonna clean up the stickies. It's gonna be Banny. Yoshi's actually gonna get pick off onto Patty in the 5 door here. And it looks like Trip just into the lobby. Is actually gonna get the force out of Cookie Jake, and they're gonna be forced to drop Habib here. That's a decent play from Trip. As looks like Bear is gonna be safe and sound in spawn. It's gonna be a 50 ad for them. This is a decent push territory to F-150. There's only one spam class. It's just going to be Yomps here to try and contest.
Yeah, as we are going to see Ford trying to push out into the second point, not really putting out a lot of damage onto Froyo, who seems to be safely out-choked, with the exception of Patty, who bombs in extremely aggressively. And we're going to see Froyo using that distraction to start to push forward. Banny does go down. We are going to see Bear pop his Uber, give it to Sai, who's walking forward now, bombing very aggressively, able to pick off Habib, which is going to be huge to push into this midpoint, which Ford are doing now.
Yeah, and with no scouts, Cookie Jake's at a real danger to
so aggressively.
Oh, Cookie Jake dies in the choke point. That's so good from Sai. He's able to get a couple of stickies down. It's so hard for a soldier to move those stickies because of the reload cycles. And with no scouts there, Cookie Jake's going to die so late. Bandy's going to be going for some plays in the forward spawn here, trying to build up a gun, maybe catch out somebody who bombs a little too deep. Buy some extra time for his team.
It's so it's so funny. It's not a bad play considering how soldiers play on this map. It's just so you're gonna see Cookie Jake coming up just now. That's gonna give you about a 60% advantage for Ford Gaming trying to push into this last. I think that it's doable. Benny's still gonna be building a sentry. It's not, it's a little bit of an awkward spot if Ford were to try and push in from one of these far left doors, possibly one door or rollout. But looks like they're gonna want to push in through 4. Sai bombing in very aggressive. It seems like he's maybe turned it up a little bit this round, and I like it.
Sandblast tried to clear the stickies. A soldier of his shot the rocket at the point, but he got unflashed just a little too early and died to the stickies on point. And because of that and the heavy up top, it looks like Ford doesn't favor their fancy trying to push in here. As Trip's going to contest Yomp in this lobby area, but Yomps is going to get arrowed. Yomps is going to get a couple good rockets to take down Trip, who was trying to go for Cookie Jake there. Yoshi's going to run in as well. They're going to sack 2 here. Cookie Jake's at about 95%, but they aren't going to be able to find their man.
Yeah, that is going to be about a 40% advantage, which, they need to go fast with it, which they're doing now. Cookie Jake trying not to pop here as he's getting bombed by Mamu, not able to find that, pop out of Cookie Jake, and you're going to see the likes of Ford Gaming just holding on the second point for now.
And Sandblast is actually in the forward spawn on mid, but he's actually too late. Froyo's actually just completely gone past them and are already pushing 2.
Yeah, they really seem to be not worrying too much about these midpoints. Sandblast is just standing in forwards. He was sniping in forwards. I don't know what that's about, but he backed up. He's here to support his team. Bear pops his Uber. They're going to clean up Cookie Jake pretty immediately.
Once again. Really good play from Sai to catch up Cookie Jake. And, with a medic pick, they should opt to try and push mid here. They do have a heal advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me. I'm kind of late.
No, I get it. Been doing it a couple times myself. As Sandblast is actually going to go down on entry here, but they are going to trade it out for Patty. Sandblast tried to get it from that sewer area. Yomps did a nice job of stuffing him here. As we're going to see Yomps bomb in and take down Bear. really good play from the soldier from froyotech here, as we're going to see the re-aggression come in from froyotech now that they have the heal advantage on the side of things.
Yeah, we do have both soldiers from Ford trying to push forward into this froyotech combo via their large pack. Not able to find anything. We had somebody in IT. Marmalou was in IT, getting cleaned up by Eric.
Oh, Benny! Benny's able to take down Sai and IT. Marmalou's going to barely make it out after getting that pack, but... Oh, I'm sorry, that was Trip who's barely able to make it out. Marmalou went down, but... You know, we are going to see Cookie Jake with about a 50% Uber Red here, as Froyo's already, like, getting ready to push last. They're just so aggressive in these doorways.
Yeah, we do have a sentry up, which is going to go down pretty immediately. Sai going very low, having to force to get a resup, and he's going to be pushing up this left side. The Uber comes in from froyotech, pushing the one side spawn. And we're going to see, it looks like they're not in a great position to keep pushing this forward. Looks a little more comfortable here, as we are going to have Eric going down, and that's going to push froyotech out.
Yeah, really good job of Ford there to kite out the Uber and not make it so Froyo could find much, and Marmal was able to bomb in and make it so they were able to trade out Banny there, who's a large part of being able to lead those Ubers forward. And it looks like Froyo's going to opt to just give up 2 completely here. Hardly any contest, knowing that Bear has that Uber charge. They're going to try and get him in one of these choke points.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just going to walk straight through. Cookie Jake's still only around 60% ad. However, you do see Sandblast melted by a pretty aggressive bomb out of Patty. The Uber comes out from Bear. Sai bombed forward pretty aggressively. However, the Uber disconnected, and he got immediately taken down by one of the froyotech scouts. Now you have players behind causing stuff. Banny's looking for free frags. He manages to pick up Bear, and suddenly Ford just crumbles underneath the foot of froyotech.
Yeah, that looked like such a good scenario for Ford, but the soldiers from Froyo were able to just aggress them in the choke point. They picked Sandblast, and the indecision of delaying in that choke point, even for just a split second, was punished by Froyo. So they're going to have a full Uber Rad. They're not going to mess it up this time, knowing that they have 2 picks already. Trip and Sai are going to go down. They are going to get the spawns of Yosha Marmalou, but they can't get out to contest the point. It's going to be a 3-1 half here for Froyo.
Yeah, like you said, that is going to wrap up the half, and, you know, I don't know what to say. It seems like froyotech is kind of figuring out what Ford's doing differently and what they're trying to do, and they're stifling them pretty hard.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like compared to map 1, the soldier aggression was about the same, and I want to say Sai is doing about as well as Habib on this map, but I think the real difference maker for me is Eric. If you look at the points alone in the server, Eric is 58. The next highest in the server is 33 at Sai.
Yeah, and I do want to point out that Eric went 20-4 that first half. It's pretty absurd, putting up a big 320
It's an alright
DPM.
stat line.
I don't claim to be a scout main, but
you know, it's alright, especially against a team like Ford. You know, they're pretty good. I heard they got like a 4th seed going into the playoffs or something.
I don't know, man. This Bear guy only got 2 kills that half. A little bit underwhelming, if you ask me.
But yeah, I mean, really good stats from the side of Froyo. I mean, I think they've done a pretty decent job of making it competitive, is Ford, but I think Froyo is just a little more put together on this map. Whatever, like, synergy they had on Gullywash, they need to find that again and put it back together, because they just don't have it here. Like, whatever formula they had for, like, finishing out these fights late, they just don't quite have it.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I don't know. I'm not sure what Ford needs to... I think that I like some of the aggression that I've seen out of Sai, but I think that, you know, sometimes I see him bombing in a little too aggressively, and it's like, okay, well, you can't really do anything with where you are now because you're over here and the rest of your team is over there.
Yeah, like I said, they just don't seem to be as put together late into these fights is Ford compared to Froyo. Froyo just kind of has it really put together in process. Again, this is another historically very strong map for froyotech. Like, Process and Gully are typically like the 2 Froyo map. And, you know, they did a really good job on Gullywash, so I expected them to come out strong on this map, but they seem to be struggling a little bit more.
Yeah. But, you know, if Ford was going to try and mix things up going into this second half, then, you know, this is the time to do it. Kind of, as far as this first round, you're reaching the end of your metaphorical rope.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to see them slow the game down. I feel like when they've slowed the game down and they've played Yosh Sniper, they've done better. And especially when the game was slower, even like the transition plays and stuff, I still felt like Ford was playing better. they kind of seem to have that like same put togetherness that they had. But when they've been playing like fast and loose, like when they get an Uber ad and like a pick or something and they go really fast, they've seemed to struggle a lot more.
Yeah. You know, their bombs have been going well from their soldiers. I feel if they kind of played around that a little more, it could possibly service them better going into the second half, which we are going to have these teams going live going into the first mid of the second half. froyotech 2 points away from taking the series. What do you want to see?
Yeah. I want to see what Marmalou had on that first mid. I want to see him have a really good soldier bomb. He's been a little quiet. He's going to mess up the ramp slide there. Not going to be as deep as Patty. Patty's going to be bombing in. Marmalou's going to be bombing up the right side, trying to control the other team's pack. Going to be bombing in, but Yomps is going to focus him down. Marmalou's so deep compared to the rest of his team. Trip tried to go for a follow-up bomb, but he's going to mess up his jump. And Bane's going to take down Sandblast up top. Another car crash of a mid from 4. But Trip with the huge sync rocket once again just deletes Cookie Jake from the server.
Yeah, fantastic bomb out of Trip. Great high bomb hitting those rockets. However, his team crumbled around him before he could get to that point. So great job by him. He's going to keep his team from getting rolled on last point 30 seconds from now. However, he's still got a relatively tall order ahead of him in that froyotech's going to be able to take second point.
And Ford can recontest too here. There's an option for them because they know that there's no way Cookie Jake can be this far forward. And yeah, exactly
good rockets
that.
Out of Marmalou.
Marmalou and Trip, they're able to put in the work. They're going to claim Eric and Yomps here, and they actually have even Ubers. The spawns were about the same, so it's just going to be a 4v6 here on mid. Trip's going to bomb in, going to land on Banny's head, going to find a decent first rocket into him, going to take him down, but Patty's going to get the rebomb onto Yosh, but Patty's going to die to Sai. It's just going to be Cookie Jake and Habib trying to leave this one. Sai hits a nice pipe on the Habib. He's down so weak, but they're able to find enough spam in the choke point.
Yeah, and Ford did a great job defending that second point. Now they have mid. You know, it's not as if they have a real Uber ad that they can use, but, you know, they do kind of have momentum on their side right now in this round.
Yeah, and the game is going to slow down here. Like I said, I do want to see Ford try and play like Yosh on an off class. I mean, you know, it is 3-1 right now. They do have 30 minutes to try and generate an ad. Trip's going to try and bomb in. They do bait Yomps decently far forward, but they just destroy Trip with everybody so far forward. And it looks like Froyo is just wrapping through the choke. And, oh, but Sai on the off angle. There's a moment of very extreme danger for Froyo as they try to get in. But now they're going to repush knowing that Eric doesn't, or not Eric. Sai doesn't have a ton of load. Eric's going to go down. They are going to trade it out for Sai though, but Sandblast just destroys Banny in the choke point, but Habib does the same on the other side of things. Cookie Jake actually does get forced. Bear's a little far back here, but they do have 2 scouts to go back forward, and Cookie Jake has no scout to run him out. So the scout speed is very devastating here.
Yeah, Sai just standing over in this rock by the froyotech choke, just walking forward into 4 players. I'm not really sure what he was trying to accomplish there, but it did not look like a particularly well thought out play. He was promptly punished for it.
Yeah, and it looks like 4 is going to opt to try and go IT here. They still have about 60% ad to work with, a little more than 20 seconds here, as they are just going to blindly pop through. They're going to find Habib. Habib's going to go down and Yomps. That's 2 really good picks to try and transition this into last. They're going to find a ton of damage into Patty into this last, as they're going to be trying to peek a couple of the doorways, trying to find anything forward, but it looks like they're going to try and go. This. Yeah, I was going to say, and they're going to find on the Cookie Jake, because Soldier's in. They're not going to find it, as they're going to clean up a couple frags, but they are going to trade it out for another one onto Banny. Cookie Jake dies. Yosh is in, as he's going to get cleaned up. Bear can just play passively. The other people can come forward. It's going to be Habib. It's going to be the lone survivor along with the respawner of Yomps. Bear's going to make his way out. He's got about 30% here. Can Habib take him down? Habib finds the first good stick. Habib's under just 30 HP. Bear just needs 1 arrow. Bear gets a rocket, but Yomps is going to bomb in to clean him up. That's so good. Habib bought enough time for Yomps to get healthy to come forward to chase him down. Habib and Yomps are both going to die for it, but that's worth it. Cookie Jake's going to get about a 25% ad out of that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Banny's stuffs out Sandblast in the corner there. Hits him with the taunt. Yosh going for the sneaky back cap from rollout, but oh, Yosh. I thought Yosh was going to make it out there for a second, but he gets cleaned up by Eric because he doubles back into lobby.
That was just an awkward fight for Ford pushing in there. They looked like they had all the confidence in the world, and then they got 2 frags and stopped pushing. And it's like, oh, you know, you guys had a bunch of damage on the opposing team. You guys should probably do something with it.
Yeah, and so Cookie Jake's going to have an advantage here as they are bombing into mid. Marmal's going to be jumping forward, trying to catch players in the choke point, but it looks like they're kind of letting Yomps sit out to dry. Yomps is going to make it out with just 4 HP. Yomps got all the way around in. He did the tour to process mid. Is able to make it out. Habib's going to be bombing in on this one. Not going to find any frags. Trip's going to die. I think he was the one who got the force out of Cookie Jake so early, but Bears at 80%, and they only have one player on the point, so there's repush territory here for F-150.
Yeah, I just do want to point out that Cookie Jake was not forced. He just Ubered Habib so that Habib could jump in all the way onto the opposing team's mid-pack, which, you know, it worked for him. They got the Uber forced out, and they got some kills. Things are a little awkward for Ford here. You can see Sandblast and Marmalou go down. Bears going to be getting out IT.
Habib coming up huge. Ford tried to push in through the smallest doorway, and Trip's going to be bombing in, trying to find anything. He's going to get behind Habib here, but they're going to clean him up. Are the scouts from froyotech, and with 3 down here, and the respawner coming up from Yomps, it's going to be easy push territory for Froyo.
Yeah, absolutely. I would not be surprised to see them try and roll this forward into the last point. They only have about a 30% advantage, but that's more than enough to try and work a last push with.
Yes, it is. They can just take it. Process is so much about playing the point and baiting people forward because of the point pressure, how open it is. They are going to have a level 1 sentry here, but Furrio's going to be pushing directly across the point. There's no stickies on it, but nobody's trying to cap here. They are going to clean up Patty, but Bear and Habib are going to go down as well. Trip's going to die, so it's going to be a 4v4 here on last. Furrio does have the heals, though, but Ford's able to go into spawn to get the resup here. If they really need it. Yomps is going to die on the other side of things. Marmaloo's going to clean up Cookie Jake, and it's just going to be the scouts here from froyotech trying to make it happen. Marmaloo is going to be battling it out with Trip on the point here. It's just going to be Yosh. Yosh is going to have to come out. He's going to be able to clean up Eric. The Soldier's going to bomb in as well, but Yosh cleans him up. Yosh with the big DM play.
Coming in clutch there. We do have Habib going very low. If pistol RNG had been a little bit different, he could have very well gone down there. He was trying to set up some early traps, but we are going to see Ford retaking the second point, not having too much of an Uber advantage to speak of, but you know, Cookie Jake taking a crit ball, going down to about half health. It's a little thing to enjoy.
I mean, like the Rap Assassin, it seems like a big meme, but if you actually hit somebody directly with it, it does a ton of damage. Like you saw,
we're in invite playoffs, and I just saw Cookie Jake get hit with a Rap Assassin ball. I can't think it's a meme at this point.
I mean,
they've been using the Boston Basher since like the dawn of time, so if they're changing things up, I'm all for it.
Yeah, but so yeah, I think that's how you get the crit. I'm not 100% sure. But Cookie Jake is going to let the Bear's going to let the Ubers even out. Cookie Jake's going to get his Uber here. So Froyo holds mid. They do have a 2-round advantage here. Patty's going to be jumping into IT looking for anything, but they're not going to find anybody. Patty and Eric are really deep along with Banny here, so they know that they're here. They do spot them really aggressive here. It looks like they're trying to bait somebody forward, but it doesn't look like they're going to find a lot. Eric's going to go behind. Oh, Marmaloo has no idea. He's already spammed his rockets.
Very intelligent play.
We're going to see Yosh come in to trade it out. Both soldiers go down here, but...
Oh my gosh, Yosh.
Yosh is absolutely farming the server. He's flexing the DM muscle. Sandblast is going to pop his Uber. He's going to take down Yomps here. They're going to end up behind froyotech. It's going to be a 3v3 here, as Sandblast is going to be surfing around in this rollout area. He's going to try and meet up with Bear, but Bear's going to take him down so quickly by Habib, and Habib, once again with the pipe, takes down Sandblast.
Bear's not going to be up for about another 10 seconds, so that's a good 40% advantage for froyotech trying to get ready to push this last point with.
Yeah, and it looks like froyotech, they smell the blood in the water. They're trying to make this lead 4-1. As, you know, they do have... It looks like, yeah, they're going to play the ad here. They're not going to try and push off of picks. As, you know, they do have about a 40 ad. No reason to throw this. Going back to the conversation we had earlier, they know they're ahead. They can play a little more safe now that they know they have an advantage.
Yeah, but that's never stopped froyotech before. I would not be surprised to see them try and work a push here pretty soon. They've built up, you know, still this 40% advantage, gonna have it in about 5-10 seconds, and it seems like they're gearing up to push lobby possibly through the 4 or 5 doors.
Yeah, Cookie Jake's going to get his Uber. Looks like we're going to see the standard Uber here. He's going to go through 4. Habib's going to shoot the sentry gun as Banny's going to help him out with that one. They're going to transition over to the left side here. They're going to try and find Marmaloo in the rollout area, but Marmaloo with some smooth jumps is going to find his way back, but they are going to focus him down. But Patty dies on the other side of things as we're going to see Sai pushing across on the top area. He's going to dead his stickies. There's no stickies on point. There's the option for a point to be played here for froyotech. Sai is going to be trying to find Yomps here in the right spawn. The scout doesn't see it. Yoshi's going to turn around and help his buddy out as they're going to clean up a couple frags here. And with the spawners coming up right now for F-150, there's potential push territory.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ford try and work something here, but at the end of the day, they got their sentry back up, and we're going to see things continue to stall out for a bit.
Yeah, Bear does have about a 40 ad though, maybe closer to 30, but they do have off classes on the side of Ford. I'm sorry, Cookie Jake does have ads, so we do have off classes here for Ford. They're set up on this last. They're going to heal up Patty here, and they should go here shortly. And they're going to Uber through the 3-door. They're going to find the sentry gun early once again. Sai doesn't... Yeah, Sticky's on the point here. They're going to have to come into contest, but they're farming the players that are coming to point as Ford Gaming, as Patty's going to go down to just 13 HP. He's going to find the pickaxe kill on the trip. The skill stick coming out. And what looked like a really good scenario for F-150, or for Froyo, is going to come out in favor of F-150 as they farm all the players that come to point and win out that DM fight late.
Nick, will you do me a favor and keep talking for a few seconds while I grab a drink?
Yeah, I got you. So we are going to see Sai bombing, going to clip a couple frags here. He's going to get Banny as Yoshi's going to die, but on the other side, but Sai once again gets Habib here as Freyo is going to lose too. They do lose Banny and Habib. Those are two excellent picks to have for forward, and they have this Uber ad pushing forward. So they're going to be pushing in here. There's no sticky, so there's no chance of anybody getting insta-gibbed here. As F-150 is going to just take it slow, pushing into the mid. This is exactly what I was saying they need to be doing earlier. They need to kind of play their game. They need to play it slow, play a little more methodical. Now they're pushing IT. They're leaving one player to watch to cap mid. Both soldiers are going to try and come into contest. Marmlu's really good, but I don't think he's that good, as he's going to lose the 2v1 on mid, as F-150 is going to be forced to come back. As it looks like Froyo's going to stabilize on there too. They do trade out 1 for 1. It looks like Patty. Yeah, Patty is really deep behind. And Cookie Jake's going to come up on his Uber here. But it looks like Ford still wants to try and go off of it. They're gearing up by this Al-Qaeda area. They're going to be peeking it. But Cookie Jake has his Uber. Yoshi's actually going to get in. Going to get in a bit of a tussle with both of the Froyo scouts. But he's going to find nothing but the business end of 2 scatter guns. He's going to lose that one. As we are going to see things kind of stabilize here. Looks like Trip is trying to chase Patty here. Patty just goes really deep behind. Sai's actually going to pick off Benny, and Eric dies as well. Sandblast gets that, so there's no scouts on the side of froyotech. The soldier bombs are going to be really dangerous here for the side of Ford. They do have to worry about Patty in their back lines, but it looks like Trip's trying to pay attention for him. Habib putting as much damage forward as he can, but Sai is going to be surfing around. They are going to get the force out of Bear here, but everybody's aiming on the side of F-150. Benny's going to get his respawn. Come in along with Eric, but they do get the pick onto Patty, and it doesn't look like they're going to find any picks with their Uber. So this is potential push territory. Yoshi's in upper IT. He's in a position to get forward here as the rest of his team tries to come in from the choke, but again, Habib and Yomps are going to stuff them in the choke point here. Habib's going to die to Marmalou, but that's a trade 1 for 1. There's no flank here on the side of Ford as Ubers are dead even.
Sorry, you sounded like you had a good
from
thing
Patty.
going. I wanted to let you keep
Yeah.
going.
And Bear's going to die into the choke point to Patty. Patty with the fast roll, able to find that last spam rocket to take down Bear. Bear's not going to find his way out of mid this time. Froyotech's going to put a choke point between them and F-150. They're going to make sure Cookie Jake stays alive despite the player disadvantage.
Yeah, over Froyotech's health got very low on that midpoint fight, so they weren't really able to maybe push that as aggressively as they wanted into Ford Gaming. However, now you're seeing these players getting pulled up, and you see them getting ready to try and push back into process midpoint. As we're going to see hopefully a lot of spam coming out from Ford to try and stuff that. Maybe Cookie Jake's not going to get his Uber for another couple seconds, but they just getting in now. They want to try and force him as soon as possible.
Yeah, and Ford's putting down all the spam that they can. They are going to get the pop off, but Marvin's going to find Yomps here. He's going to bomb into their combo, going to find a nice rocket to take down Yomps. So Patty's going to trade it out. It's going to be a 1 for 1 here, but we're going to have about a 40 ad here on the side of Bear and F-150.
That's exactly right, and 40% ad is plenty to push off of into mid. Marmalou is going to be coming up in a couple seconds. Yomps is going to be coming up in a couple seconds. So, you know, with 80% on Ford Gaming, I would not be surprised if we saw some sort of push or at least some sort of play coming out of them possibly soon.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to opt to go IT here. They're going to just probably blind pop around the corner. They're just going to use through. They're going to be bombing in, but Cookie Jake's in the other IT. He's already out completely safely. They're not going to find anything with this Uber, and Cookie Jake's at 75%. It looks like they're trying to get in from their IT, but they're just going to back up. They know it's a really small doorway, and Froyo actually has a back cap going. Yomps is actually back capping here. Looks like a couple players are going to come back to contest him. as Yomp's going to bomb around Marmalou with a nice rocket to take him down, as Trip's going to be 1v1ing Eric here, and Eric's going to get the better of him, going to use that winger jump to avoid that last rocket, but Sai's going to trade out the frag, so 2 down on the side of Froyo, but they do have this UBR1 here as they're trying to get forward. Habib and Bandy are going to take it forward, but Marmalou's going to go into their back line. So Habib finds 2 in the choke point. Sandblast is going to go down as well. That looks so good for forward, but they just overstayed their welcome just a little too long, and Habib's able to punish it. We're going to see the bombs in. Sai and Marmalou are both going to get in on the Cookie Jake, but they're not going to find a single point of damage.
Yeah, there's just not a lot that you can do about that Habib bomb. Like, it's fast. You can't do much to react to it, and then considering the way that these demomen can stink up their stickies with their pipes, there's not really any window of opportunity to try and avoid the damage or heal it off. So Habib making a great play and cracking this round wide open for Froyo, as Eric actually going down to a Yosh headshot, maybe going to slow them down, maybe a 30% add on Froyotech, so they're going to want to wait for Eric to come back before they try and push now.
Yeah.
So great job from Yosh.
It's not going to change a ton. It looks like Yosh is going to play Engineer and Sandblast is going to go to Sniper. I don't necessarily understand it as a spectator, but, whatever floats their boat. Yeah,
Yosh has those crazy engineer mechanics.
Yeah,
nasty with the revenge crits.
Yeah, Sandblast is going to switch off to play heavy here. He's going to be peeking in from the left spawn. Going to be finding damage on the Cookie Jake. As the stickies are going to be dead on the point, Habib's going to die, but Cookie Jake dies as well. This is a car crash of a push from Froyotech. Yams and Banny are both ailing. They do get Sai on the other side of things. Marmo's going to clean up a second in Patty. And with 3 down on the side of Froyotech, and with the heals up on Froyotech, it looks like this is an optimal opportunity for Forward to push out.
Yeah, I will give Ford credit where it's due. They've really been holding these points extremely well. And for all the advantages that Froyo has had here, they have not really been able to close out a round.
Yeah, like I said, Ford's looked decent to start off the fights, and when they have advantages, they start off the engagement well. It's just like what I said, they just don't seem to be as put together late into these engagements. And Froyo's doing an excellent job of punishing. Sai's gonna bomb in, they're gonna find Cookie Jake in the IT doorway. He's not gonna make it out, they find their man. Habib's gonna make it out, along with the soldiers and Banny, but Eric and Cookie Jake did not get the memo in time. They're gonna be trying to roll this one forward, as they're going to leave Yosh to cap. Marma's going to be clearing IT, but not going to let the soldiers of Froyo go behind and try and stop mid this time, and F-150 did an excellent job there pushing forward. They have a 30 ad to work with as well, so they can cap this too, they can get buffed up, they have plenty of time to scout out what Froyo is doing as well. This is excellent from F-150.
And speaking of what Froyo is doing, we do have Banny setting up this sentry that we see Ford struggle with in the past. He's building it on this right side spawn. He's probably going to move it into a little more of a corner position here in a second. And you're going to see that combined with this heavy from Eric in the top left. It gives you these 2 minigun style rate of fire weapons that are both making this crossfire out on either team or either side as the team is trying to push in. It really creates a difficult dichotomy to try and break open.
Yeah, and it makes it so it's so hard to take your Uber into one particular spot and take down the off classes. As they are going to find some space on the left side here. They are going to pick up Yomps, but Trip's down so weak, they're going to find the heals on them. As they're going to finally take down the sentry here. They're going to try and bait the point, but Sai dies. We're going to see the bomb in from Trip, but he's going to be absolutely melted by Habib and Eric. And we're going to see Yomps lag out of the server, I guess, but it's not going to matter a ton as it's a car crash push from F-150. Not going to find the safety ratings on this one, as Froyo's going to be trying to storm this one into mid, even though they're down a player.
They did not receive the annual safety award. Yeah, the JD Power Award for the safety of their vessel.
Yeah, and we're going to see Froyotech with a full advantage here. They're going to be pushing back in. They do have Yomps coming in off the respawner because he did lag out. As Patty's going to get body shot by Yosh in the forward spawn. Yosh is going to stick around in the forward spawn a little bit longer. They are going to get the pop out and a pick on the Habib. Really good play from Marmalou there. As F-150 doesn't even have to fully leave this engagement. They're going to be trying to find their space back into mid. As they're going to come up on the right side from their perspective. They're going to find some damage into Yomps and Banny. They're going to be trying to force him back, but Eric's going to find Sai on the other side of things. Cookie Jake's actually going to take down Sandblast on accident, trying to arrow Yomps there. Fortunate to save his soldier. A bit of a different way to save your soldier with an arrow, but it all works all the same.
Yeah, and just one of the little things that aren't immediately obvious is that the pressure from Yosh being in these forward spawns kind of helps to corral Froyotech. They're not really able to back out choke. So with that in mind, Ford kind of knows that they're not going to be moving in that direction. They can kind of focus their fire into the IT area, maybe into the point itself, because they know that froyotech's not going to expose themselves to the sightline by backing out choke. So just a little tactical thing for players who are just watching the first person. It's just one of the little things, you know?
Yeah, and Froyo's actually going to come up on their Uber here as they're going to be trying to push in on the side of forward. They're going to focus down Trip on the other side of things, but the exchange is going to happen. Marmu's going to die in the flank as well to Eric. So they're going to have a player behind. Sai's going to go down as well. This is so good for froyotech. Again, they really just have it put together late into these engagements. Their focus fire is so much better than forwards from what it seems like late into these fights, as Yoshi going to be trying to defend the point here. They're going to buy time for the respawners to come in. Yoshi with some really good movement, buying a ton of time for his team. Marmalu and Trip, though, they have to be the saviors of this. They have to win the 2v6. They aren't going to win it, and it's going to be a 4-1 game here for froyotech.
Yeah, and that's going to be match point for froyotech, or series point, or whatever you want to call it, as one more round here is going to give froyotech the 2-0 win and put them forward into the upper bracket.
Yeah, we are going to see
Speaking of
Patty.
upper bracket, did 100 Beasts win?
Yes, 100B did win. We're going to see Patty going for a bit of a fast roll, taking his own rock a little early here. Trip's going to go behind in the other team's sewer here, as it looks like Combs is delaying in his own choke. Going to find an engagement with Trip. Trip's going to go down to just 2 HP. We'll be looking for the health packs in the back lines, as both teams, neither team's really aggressing into the other. They're kind of playing ring around the rosy on the mid, but F-150's ailing, but they are going to focus down Van, as Yomp's going to bomb in, find a fair amount of damage into Sai, but Sai's going to get healed up. They're going to trade out Trip for Eric, so no scouts on the side of froyotech, as they're going to focus down Patty. Marvel's going to bomb in, find so much damage. Cookie Jake's going to just barely get his Uber here, and he's going to force it off. They're going to find Marmalu and Sandblast for that, but it's going to be Yoshi and Bear. Bear's at 95%, but they're going to be able to delay enough time. No, Bear, he's at 98%, and he's on Froyo's side. This is so bad.
Oh, and Cookie Jake gets the frag on him, and that's
Oh,
the
and Cookie
disrespect.
Jake picked up his Medigun. Cookie Jake picked up his Medigun here, too. So Cookie Jake now has a huge Uber ad. Even bigger than it would have been before.
That's pretty big.
So, Bear's going to come up really late off the respawner with Yosh. Yosh is coming up on Sniper here, as
Cookie
he's going to
Jake
come up
with
with
a
some miracle
90%
play.
ad.
You know, as you do. But
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yoshi gonna be peeking in from this upper lobby area, looking for Cookie Jake. He's gonna get a shot. He's gonna miss it though. He's gonna make it out by the skin of his teeth. But no, Banny chases him down. I thought he made it out, but his team wasn't really ready to support him in the doorway.
Yeah, we're gonna see froyotech probably gearing up to push here in a second. You have them taking this lobby area, looking to push through this 3-door. You have players immediately coming out, getting pressure onto the point, and Ford Gaming is hiding out in this heaven area. They were really very far from the point, but then froyotech wasn't.
Bear's able to build up enough in an Uber. He's getting a couple saws. This Uber's actually gonna save Ford's bacon on this last point. A really scrappy DM fight, but those couple saws really late are gonna help Bear out a ton, as they're actually gonna be able to hold on here.
Nick, please don't interrupt me.
I'm sorry, Bill. So Habib's gonna get a trap kill on the side as they're trying to push out a lap. Habib once again coming up huge for his team.
Yeah, as we are going to see froyotech able to take back the second point without too much fanfare. Sai is down, and frankly, that's enough to really warrant a push on its own, as froyotech having a 3-point advantage is going to want to try and force the issue, in a sense, as Yosh is hitting headshots right now. And you're going to see players getting this cap point really close to capped. Players just need to start standing on it. But you are going to see a majority of froyotech getting cleaned up here.
Yeah, Cookie Jake is going to make his way out. He's at 50% Uber, so they're going to have another ad to try and repush this here. As Bear's just going to come up right now. So yeah, 50% ad. Froyo could try and repush here really quickly off the spawn advantage that they have, because they got most of their spawns while they did hold 2.
There's 6 minutes left. They can do whatever they want, really.
Yeah.
They can just start slamming their heads against the wall until the point caps. So they kind of... You know, I don't want to say that it's impossible for Ford, but we're kind of in this situation again where they need to make something happen like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, as Sandblast, he's coming up on the heavy here. I'm not sure if it's what they need, though. They're going to be juggling Habib in this 3-door. They're going to find a fair amount of damage into froyotech, but Bear's going to get caught by this Uber, not able to rotate in time, and Yosh is going to die coming out of spawn, trying to switch off his off-class there. Sandblast trying to put in the work is heavy, but it's looking very dire. It's a 6v3, as it's just going to be Sai and Sandblast. It's just going to be Sai guy who's going to get cleaned up, and it's going to be a 5-1 here on second map to finish out the series for froyotech.
Yeah, and you know, that's not that unexpected from froyotech necessarily. They've been playing fantastically all season, and they continue playing fantastically in this first round of playoffs. So they're going to take the 2-0 win over Ford Gaming, and we're going to see them going into the upper bracket to face off against 100B, who is one of the only teams that has beaten froyotech this season.
Yeah, they did beat them once on process. I want to say it was a 5-2 game.
I think it was 5-3.
5-3. Yeah, it was 5-3. So yeah, and that was on process, but I want to say the second time Furry, I think, beat them 5-0. I want to say, hold on. Yeah, so the second time they played was in week 5, and they played on Sunshine, and they got 5-0. Furry beat 100B 5-0. So Furry's played strong all season. Again, they played really strong tonight as well. I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. We all
kind of know what to expect. They've been playing like this, this dominantly since 2014.
I don't even know, since longer than I've been playing, so at least 2016.
I want to say it was season 16 that they formed. Was it season 16?
Season 16 is
with originally with Ruin and Clockwork and
Either way, every iteration of Furry has been incredibly dominant. It's been no different tonight. I think the real tell, though, is how good Ford looked, especially in Gully Wash. The scoreline, I don't think, does justice to how close either of these maps really were. I mean, it was 5-1 on process, and, the second half was a little more dominant for Furry. But the first half, Ford still looked pretty put together. And on Gully Wash in particular, they played really, really well. So it'll be really telling to see how they're able to play against a team like RGL in the lower bracket.
Yeah, and especially with a team like RGL who plays much differently than Froyo, just even simple differences in play style, you can match up completely differently with a team. So, for all we know, both of these teams, both RGL and froyotech, played relatively close matches against their respective opponents, but it could be a 10-minute roll. We don't know, because this is just the way that these things match up. So I'm interested to see how they, obviously I don't want it to be a 10-minute roll, but I'm interested to see how they match up and how things are going to be different compared to how they were in these first night's matches.
Yeah, for sure. And we'll have the next round of playoffs that will be happening sometime in the next week or so. We'll have 100B versus froyotech in the upper bracket to see who gets a spot in the grand finals. It'll be a nice best of 5 with a map advantage for the winner, for whoever wins that. So it's you really do want to win the upper bracket, because you only have to play one less map. You have to win 3 if you're coming in for the lower bracket. You only have to win 2 from the upper. It's a big advantage. And then we'll see Ford Gaming face off against RGL for their tournament lives in the lower bracket. So that'll be happening next week sometime, once the teams figure out when they can play and everything. But I think that's about all I've got for tonight, Bill.
Well, Nick, I think it's important to talk about what's happening in the world right now. There's a disease that is racking the world, and I'd appreciate it if you could help me take a moment of solidarity for the disease of anime.
Yeah, I mean, anime is a global epidemic. We gotta stop it before it gets to a pandemic.
Someone
we can't do it two at the same time.
Could be infected this very moment.
Yeah, someone could be watching anime right now.
Nobody thinks it's them.
So, despite what the CDC and the WHO are saying, go outside. For the love of God, stop being degenerates.
Talk to a girl. Like in real life. All right, that's gonna be it for tonight. Yeah. But
so I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, especially if you stuck around for the entire time. This has been Team Fortress TV. I am FrickMyNick. We've been joined by BILLDOZER and Looster on the production. This has been our coverage of RGL Season 2 Invite Playoffs. This has been Round 1, froyotech versus Ford Gaming. Have a good night, everybody.
You'll have a good night.